Hello and welcome to Shop on TV. I'm Hayley Green.
And I'm Sean Crawley.
Together with Shaylee, and together we're super excited to have Vintage Cash Cow back with us. This is a way that you can turn your clutter, or those boxes in the attic that you haven't looked in for years, into cash.
All those items around your house. It's a massive selection that you can use and put into the boxes and send them directly to Vintage Cash Cow.
Absolutely everything is free. It'll cost you absolutely nothing. You'll send for a free postage pack. You can use the phone number. It's a free phone number. You go onto the website. That's completely free. They'll send you free labels to put onto your box. All you have to provide is the box. So you've got free then delivery either from the post office or they'll come and collect.
And we have an exclusive offer for you during our show. An extra £25 of value on your box. So you can call free 0800 246 5508. You can go directly to vintagecashcow.co.uk and then you'll receive that amazing pack, won't you?
And the great thing is, if you use that code SHOPON, you can get an extra £25 because what you'll get is a quote for what your box is worth. So if they quote £100, they'll actually give you £125, but only with that code, and it's only for 24 hours. So don't leave it till later. Sign up right now, and it's so easy to sign up, especially on the website.
Do it right now. That's what we would say, a 24-hour offer. And you can see, you go directly to the website. It's so easy to sell your items in one go. As you scroll down, it'll talk you through how it works, what to do. It's as simple as that. And then when you click on that little green bar, that's how you get your free postage pack. It's so straightforward. Just your name, your address, your email address, and a contact number. And then it's all about turning your items into cash for free.
Using that code SHOPON, get an extra £25. Make sure you put that in the discount code box. And my goodness, you can't lose because it's going to cost you absolutely nothing. Even if you decide the value of the box isn't what you thought it would be, you wanted more, you can actually say, well, actually, I don't want to take that. And they'll actually then send the box back completely free of charge. There's a load of ideas of what they will buy. There's ideas what they won't buy. And you also get a pack when you actually sign up that will give you all this in an information book as well, which is phenomenal.
Think about jewellery, gold, silver, diamonds, cameras, things such as that. Medals, it could be coins
Watches,
or currency.
Watch boxes,
yes.
Empty watch boxes. Honestly, it is crazy what could actually make you money. And actually, do it right now. Christmas is coming. So it'd be really good to get this done and actually get then extra money for Christmas, and you've decluttered a little bit. So room for the family and friends.
And we're not alone. Joining us from Vintage Cash Cow, Anthony and the lovely Vicky are with us. We've got lots to talk about, but Anthony, let's start with you and how this company came about with you.
From starting in a very small space to moving into a very big space in a very short space of time, actually finding out that there was a need and a want for a service for people to be able to declutter all of their items in one go. And with the help of the lovely Vicky, we've developed a wonderful service to be able to give to people that allows them to declutter the home all in one go. And the best part about it, they get paid for it.
I mean, it's absolutely incredible. And the exciting thing is, it is so many different things. It's not just the gold. It's not just the silver. There's so many items that could make money for them.
Well, there's so many things that just sit in people's homes, in the attics, in the cupboards, in the drawers, that they probably wouldn't think are worth any money, that when they get them all out, put them all together, send them into us free, and then they get an offer and they get some money. It's like, wow, how did that happen? Right. So it's exciting for us and for them.
And Vicky, you're brand ambassador, and you got involved because you do declutter. You help people declutter, don't you?
We do. We go into so many homes each week, day in, day out, and see the stuff that comes out. And everybody wants it to be able to go somewhere and, like we say, ideally make some cash.
Absolutely. And the other great thing is nothing goes into waste. You actually repurpose everything, don't you?
Every single item that comes in, unless it's broken beyond repair or something like that, but every single item gets repurposed, resold, and finds a new home, really. So circular economy, everything's going back around again, getting used again, which is phenomenal for the whole industry, really, for everybody, and great for the environment.
And we have got some items coming up a little bit later that we're going to value for you. So stay with us. Some great items.
Quite excited
a certain
about that.
brand of watch. We've got some fabulous Parker pens that look like they may be worth something or they may not. That's the great thing, isn't it? You don't know, do you?
But the interesting thing is that a lot of people that send products to us, the things that they think are worth money maybe aren't worth that much money, but the things that are not worth money tend to be worth some money. So it's better to get everything together, send it all in one go, and then we can tell them and let everybody know what something's worth.
And that is the exciting thing. You're having a little nosy at just some of the items. We've got medals there. You've actually got coins there as well.
Oh, well, but everybody has got some coins, or everybody's got something
got a
from an
drawer
old
full.
from an old holiday. I mean, just look here. There's a bag full here.
Fantastic.
You know, old pennies and 10p's and 5p's that people can't spend anymore. But you can't take them to bank, you can't cash them, you can't do anything with them. But if you send them to us, we can make sure you get paid for them.
So
and
even
get
that
some
old currency that's not available
old
now.
currency, old notes, old coins, anything at all, it doesn't really matter what it is or what condition it's in, you send it in and we can do something with it.
And Vicky, where do people find things like this? When you declutter, are they moving? Are they downsizing?
I'd say all of the above. It's when we go into someone's house and we do a really good declutter, because they might not have done one for 25 years. It's exactly what you said. It's when they're moving and they have that opportunity to unpack some boxes that probably haven't been unpacked since the last move, and really go through things. You know, downsizing, exactly, again, they've got to get rid of stuff. They need to. But when they then find out that the things on the list that can be sold,
It's so exciting.
it's mind-blowing. The items, people don't believe it.
And you got involved, didn't you? Because you had a candelabra. Was it a candelabra? And you sent that in thinking, or was it cutlery?
It was cutlery.
wasn't
Well
it?
remembered.
Yes.
Yeah, it was
Yes.
cutlery. And I sent it in thinking this could be silver. So I got the call and it was like, it's not silver. Felt disappointed, but they said, but it's silver plated. So we're still going to give you some money. I think I ended up with like 70, 80 pounds.
Which is fabulous.
It was brilliant.
Well, my
Absolutely great.
mum did a box after our last show, and our last show was huge, wasn't it?
Phenomenal.
The response was amazing, wasn't it?
Way over 1,000 people signed up for
Yeah.
the offer last time.
My mum was one of those,
Yes.
and she was very super excited because she got £78.
Oh, there you go.
And it
Over
was
the moon.
honestly a box full of bits from upstairs that had been left to her from my auntie, from my grandparents, things she didn't want to throw away, she didn't want to give away, but actually made money of it. She couldn't believe it.
Well, and that's the beauty of the service. And, you know, sometimes people can load a box and it may not have a huge value, but they've also got the space, they've decluttered.
That's it.
And the other side to this is that a lot of people, a lot of the products that you see, people can be minded to throw them in a bin or skip them.
So
There's no
true.
need to do it anymore.
But they've got value.
And they're getting value, and it costs them nothing to find out because the service is completely free.
And
so, you know, they can't lose anything.
that process, I think that's the great thing, because everything's free, isn't there? There's no outlay, there's no risk whatsoever.
none whatsoever.
And with
They
us
don't
at-
part with a penny.
Yeah.
Nothing, no money,
At all.
little bit of time.
Yes.
That's it. All you
That's it.
need is a box.
Tiny.
Fill that box. Everything else is completely free. And if you do change your mind, if you think, well, I thought that box would be worth more, or I'm not sure if I want to part with those things, they'll actually return the box or new belongings completely free of charge. I know we're going to be super busy, always are when we've got Vintage Cash Cow. You look at these items and think, oh, I recognise that, Mum's got one of those.
Yeah.
I've got loads of those. Watches, can I send in watches? What did you say about watch boxes? There's such a variety of things.
And the great thing is with us here at Shop on TV, you're getting that extra £25 on the value of your box, but it's exclusive and it's only for 24 hours. That's why you've got to do it right now. Sign up, it's as easy as going to the website, vintagecashcow.co.uk, or the operators are there in the call centre waiting to take your call throughout the live show.
Until 3:30
and that's
they're
a
there,
free phone
and
number
they're
as well.
back again at 9 o'clock in the morning until 6. So if you do need to use the phones, that's their hours. So ring them right now. Don't leave it till tomorrow. Do it now, because if you get your box in quick, that means it's giving you extra money for Christmas.
In time for
Or
Christmas.
perhaps you want to go on holiday and you could do with some money for your holiday. Or perhaps you want to buy a new phone, you want to treat yourself. You know, there's so many things. Or just take the family out on a day trip.
It's 3 simple, easy steps for you. All you've got to do is box it, carefully pack up your unwanted valuables into a box. That's the only thing you've got to provide, is the box itself. You send it. Send your box. It's free, it's safe, and it's insured up to £1,000. And then can you sell it? Get your fair, no obligation offer within 3 days.
And that money could be in your bank that day if you agree to that money. My mum wanted a cheque, but it came in the post like a
She
day.
was very excited.
She still likes a cheque, my mum. She's like, do you want a cheque? Yeah, I want a cheque. So we've got a cheque. We've got to go and put our little cheque in. But it's so exciting. Mum was absolutely thrilled, and you'll be exactly the same. And actually, that was one box. We could create so many more boxes for
Yes.
Mum's Home, and you can order as many labels as you like. It will be £25 extra per household, but you can send 1 box, 2 box, 3 box, 4 box. It makes
And
no odds.
each box can weigh up to 30 kilos. If you've got more than that, you can just get extra
That's
labels.
heavier than my luggage for holiday.
Well, it's about the same, to be
Oh
honest.
my word. But let's take a little look at everything we've got here, because Anthony, the great thing is we've got such a collection here. And by the way, we have got some experts. Not,
Yes.
not that Anthony isn't an expert, but he is. But we've got some experts.
They're older than me.
To value. Oh, I heard them go from the other side of the studio.
Trouble.
We are in trouble. We've got such a variety of things. Would you talk us through what makes a good box?
Do you know, it's
So much.
subjective. The idea is get as much in the box. What the mistakes some people make is that they think, oh, well, that doesn't work, I'm not going to send it. Oh, it's got a missing hand on a watch. Oh, the straps, doesn't matter.
So it can be a broken watch?
It can be broken. Even a broken watch tells the time twice a day, so we're okay. No, but we've got, you know, it's amazing. You can have a pen in a box, a pen out of a box, a watch with a strap, without a strap. It really doesn't matter. All you've got to do is go around, have a little look around, whether it be things like old currency, old coins, whether it be an old pair of spoons in a box, boxed or unboxed. It really doesn't matter. Smoking paraphernalia, things like old camera equipment, things like old cameras that people do, because everybody's on the phones now with,
Yes.
the
Yeah,
cameras.
absolutely.
So everybody's got a camera in
It's
the
the
home.
old phones. We sent an old phone in.
Amazing.
Fabulous.
Things like this, just absolutely amazing. You know, the old telephones, and they don't even have to be that old. You know, just the
No.
ones from the 70s and 80s, the last ones that dialed, you can send those in. You can send a cigarette case in. You can send, that's not silver, that's silver plated. But
But it's still worth something.
it's still worth
Yeah.
something. And the whole secret is about, if you just put one old watch in a box like this, it's probably not, you know, we don't want one
Yeah.
thing. The idea
Fill
is
the box.
Fill the box,
Yeah.
go decluttering, get round the home, have a good look for, I mean, Vicky will tell you from her experience going in people's homes that everybody has got a cupboard, a drawer, a closet, an attic, a garage. Everybody's got something somewhere, and they just get them in the box, get them all together, and then they come into the facility, they're all separated, all the experts in the departments look at them all, and then the minute they've looked at them, we call you, we make you an offer, and the money's in your bank. It's
It is,
so
it's
simple, it's so
absolutely
easy.
amazing.
I loved what Vicky said last time about the best way to do it is go out of the house, isn't it?
Yeah,
And
go
in
out of the
with
house,
fresh eyes.
step back in again, because so many people have, you know, it will sound familiar, the shelves with, you know, lots of sort of
Things.
silverware and things that may have been actually sitting there, no exaggeration, 25, 30, 35 years in the same place. They come off, it gets cleaned, they go back again. Then you start talking about something like, well, I could go on holiday, I could go on a day trip, I could go a weekend away, or I could buy a new phone, like you say. And it sort of, something happens to people and they're like, actually, do I need that stuff on there anymore? Do I? Or could I be doing something
I think
lovely?
we all could do with the extra cash anyhow, couldn't we?
Yeah.
Especially we're coming up to Christmas, so that extra cash will be amazing. But actually to declutter your home,
Yeah.
there's
Space.
something so calming about it, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a total, it really is a refresh. And when you start doing it, you know, people sometimes dread it, but when you start doing it, you get a buzz. You get a, you know, hit of adrenaline.
And the other bonus is there might be items that you've got and you get them and you're like, oh my goodness, what a
Yeah.
find.
Yeah, oh, it happens all the time.
What's the best box you've had?
Oh, am I allowed to say? Yeah. Well, somebody once sent us a box and the insurance at the time was £300 and they got paid £73,000.
No way.
So
That's like winning the lottery, isn't it?
well, of course it is. So, you know, that is, but it doesn't, you know, I'm not saying that happens every day.
No.
But, you know, and on a weekly basis, we'll see something where somebody didn't know, you give them a call, you tell them about the item, and it's like, oh my God, we didn't know. And, you know, it's great as well because, as Vicky will tell you, people are interested in they get this amount of money for something like, oh my God, I never knew.
Yeah.
And if I'd have only known, I would have done this years ago. I would have, there's never a right time or a wrong time to do this, but the right time is now because, we're coming into this period of time where people might want to get a declutter, like you said, for Christmas. And it's not necessarily about the money. I think it's about the karma it brings as well, because Vicky will tell you.
Yeah.
It really is. The space.
We didn't know about any of we were buying and selling when Vicky came along. It's the actual pleasure that people take from doing it as well. That's the, another key thing about it. So.
And a lot of people want that calmness in their home. They want to declutter, and this gives you a great reason to do exactly that. Now, when you go onto the website, and obviously it's Vintage Cash Cow that you're going to their website today. When you go onto their website, it'll give you a really good idea of what you can send and what you can't, and you'll get a great book as well that really does help. So remember, it's vintagecashcow.co.uk.
Just at the top there, you'll see it says items we buy. Then you can scroll down and it'll tell you items we buy and items we don't buy.
So even costume jewellery. So it doesn't have to be gold or silver.
No, not all. Beads, bangles, old rings. These none of these here are gold. These are gold plated, and these are stone. They're not diamonds, they're not emeralds, but they're just bits of costume jewellery, things like this, old pearl necklaces and crystal necklaces and old sets of pearls. It doesn't really matter.
Things that you might actually put into the bin could actually make you money.
Well, they will make money.
So when we did our box, we honestly just put, I was like, no, we'll put it in because we don't know. We don't know if that's worth anything.
We're not experts. And
My
speaking of
mum was
experts,
like,
again, we've got experts coming up who are going to talk you through some fabulous items.
But my mum was like, oh, I better get £5, she went. And then when we got £78, she was like,
She was
what?
over the
I didn't
moon.
have an idea. We didn't have an idea that what we'd put into that box was worth that. And all the things we put in that box were in boxes upstairs doing nothing and had been for
years.
Donkey's years.
Yeah. And remember, you're getting an exclusive with us. That's why we've got £25 on the screen. You'll get an extra £25 on your box value. So if they value your box at £50, you'll actually get 75 as long as you use the code. That was good, wasn't it?
Yeah, very good.
As long as you use that code SHOPON, whether you're online or you're on the phones, just quote that code SHOPON. vintagecashcow.co.uk, or you can order on the phone. Free phone number 0800 246 5508.
And remember, nothing to lose at all. Everything is completely free. The phone call is free, or the website is free. You'll get free labels to put onto your box. All you provide is the box. So that'll be free postage. You'll have a free valuation by experts in whatever you put into that box. All the experts are there. There's over 250 years of expertise in Vintage Cash Cow. And then when they phone up and give you that free quote, you decide if you want it or not.
Yeah.
And if you think, well, oh no, I've changed my mind, I can't part with that, they'll actually send that box back for free. You've got nothing to lose at all. And when you look at the reviews, there's over 17,500 reviews on Trustpilot.
And we just had a look through just today, and they're fantastic reviews. I mean, take a look at this one straight away. I was over the moon with my offer, and that's exactly what it says. I think I was nervous and didn't have very high expectations, but when Callum rang this morning, he explained everything so well and seemed genuinely happy to help. Thank you.
Do you want me to get you the binoculars?
Sorry, let me help you.
We've got binoculars. That would help with these.
Have a look through those, darling.
Small, very quick service and friendly, respectful phone call about my belongings. I would definitely recommend Vintage Cash Cow to my friends and to my family. The fact that you can put in so many different things.
They were amazing. You couldn't read a thing before
I
you put them
couldn't
in.
without those.
That's great.
Those are for the opera.
The opera glasses,
darling.
lovely.
How great.
And this is the thing, the selection's fabulous.
Because some things you are limited. They only want gold. They only want silver. Whereas this, we can really declutter everything with you, can't we?
You can, and the beautiful thing about the service, before you, I mean, you just mentioned there when you were talking about Callum speaking to somebody, we speak to people before they send the box. So before it comes, you'll speak to Callum, you'll speak to Samuel, you'll speak to Eva, you'll speak to, and there's just a big team of people all in the, waiting for you.
And you're UK based, aren't you?
And we're UK based, and then the people will, the phone team will take you through what you should put in, what you should look for. They'll help you through the process. process. And then once they've helped you through that process, once we've got your box and it's been appraised and valued and looked at, then you'll get another phone call explaining this is what we can pay, and it's the same team all the way through, and they'll talk you through it, and they'll make sure that you are, you know, understand what's happening and that you're happy. So you've made sure you've put the right things in the box, and then you make sure, you know, that you get the talk through your box that you've sent
And you
in.
do talk you through the box completely, don't you?
Yes,
what
completely.
you know, that you had that in there. There was some silver in there. There was some precious metal, and that wasn't precious metal, but it was still worth something.
Still worth something.
So no, never doubt yourself and think, oh, I won't put that in because I don't think that's going to be worth it. Because we don't know. Honestly, you'll be amazed.
It is about filling that box up, and there's top tips, isn't there, to boost the box?
Oh yeah, and the top tips, obviously, and the guys, this is where we help an awful lot, and that's the beauty of having the size. I mean, there are over 40 people there taking calls every single day, helping people load the boxes. And when the business started, which was only 6 years ago in a garage, it was me helping people. And then
incredible.
And it's just taken a life of its own on now. And Vicky's there, and we've just got so many people now helping people, and we're helping everybody get through this process of, I mean, it's very easy if you've got one piece of gold to walk down to the local shop and sell it. It's very easy to go sell one watch or something like that. That's simple, or you can use eBay. But eBay's clunky and hard and difficult. You know, you have to list all of these items individually.
We tried car boots, and they want to just give you 20p for everything. And at the end of the day, it's like 10p, and you're like, no.
I know there's a lack of trust though as well. It's like when you're not sure how much it is, how much do you sell?
That's it.
With you know, and I've seen where it all gets done, and the professional standards. There are experts in all these, I'd call them zones. They've got all these zones, and you walk around, and it's just fascinating to watch. And they, you know, with the little, it's
I love the fact, even when you go on the website and it's where the items are listed, what we buy, and then you go onto those individual sections, you then see an expert pops up and shows you all the things that are great.
Well, like I said to you, we've invited you guys to come and have a look before we do something else, and you know, Vicky will be there. When you come and actually see, because I think what happens, a lot of people look at this and they can't actually imagine just the scale of what happens here, because every single day there's over 1,000 parcels arrive at the facility.
And you've got no idea what's in them.
No idea. And then
So you've got experts in every field.
In all the fields. So then you'll have, and then we've got the junior experts, we've got the senior experts.
Fabulous.
You're going to see the senior experts in a minute. They might be sleeping by now. I don't know. But if we've kept them awake, I'm sure they'll be okay. But it's just a wonderful way, a fabulous way for people to declutter, get an offer. We send the items through, you know, they send the items through to us, we get them an offer out, and they can be assured it's gone through a good process, and we make them the offer. And as you mentioned before, we're quite happy if you decide you don't want to take the offer, that's absolutely fine. We pack it all back up, we put it back in the box, and we send you it back, because sometimes you can't always, somebody might have an idea in their mind, oh, my granny said this is worth £1 million. It might be worth 10. And it's difficult. So that is the reason.
That option's there.
The option is there. So we just send you the box back. It's easy. There's no arguing. There's no, well, I'm sorry. And then we'll encourage people to try another method. Try an auction house. But remember, if you go to an auction house now, the fees are onerous. You know, 25-30% of the money is taken away in fees. You know, if you get £50 or £70 for something, you're looking to come out with 30 at the end of it, and you've got to wait 6 weeks. You know, and can you sell all of these groups of items like that? If you do it on eBay or something, you know, you've got to list in all different categories, and it's a nightmare.
It is just so simple, and it costs you absolutely nothing. Even if this is the first thing you try this first, because I think you're going to be blown away with what you get for what you possibly would have put in the bin, or what you haven't managed to sell in the past. Honestly, look at the variety of things, whether it's watches or clocks. We put clocks in, an old phone, costume jewellery. This is a great way to boost your box, and you will get all these top tips as well in your little book that comes when you sign up. So you've got costume jewellery there, you've got silver and silver plate. Doesn't matter if you don't know if it is silver or silver plate, put it in the box. Cameras, those old fabulous fabulous cameras. We don't use cameras anymore, and you can click onto the cameras on the website. It will show you all the different cameras. Watches, even if they don't work, even if they've only got one hand. Empty watch boxes, don't forget that. Honestly, they'll pay for those as well. Gold and all your jewellery. So honestly, check it on your jewellery table, you know, on your dressing table.
Yeah.
Check in the loft.
All you've got to do is
Get
have a
those
look through
boxes
your
out.
things and fill that box and boost that box as we just showed you. The great thing is we've got an extra special exclusive for you, an extra £25 on your box offer. And all you've got to do is use the code SHOPON, whether it's on the website, vintagecashcow.co.uk, or if you want to call through to the call centre, the team are there right through till 3:30 in the morning, 0800 246 5508. They'll send out your free postage labels and they'll give you a selling guide, won't they?
Absolutely. And do it now. Don't leave it till tomorrow, because then you'll forget. And remember, it's only for 24 hours, that extra £25. If you don't ring tonight, they will be back ready for you at 9 o'clock until 6. But do it right now. Do it right now so it's done. Hasn't cost you a penny, and all you do is sit back and wait for the labels to arrive, and then have a little look for what goodies you can pop in your box to perhaps make you some extra cash.
Vintagecashcow.co.uk is the easiest way to get in touch, and it'll talk you through how simple it is to get that extra £25 of value on your box. Going to meet some great experts very shortly, but the reviews have been spectacular.
The reviews are amazing, so perhaps we should listen to what Wendy has to say.
Hi, I'm Wendy from Leeds, and over the years I've acquired, inherited and purchased loads of lovely vintage items that I no longer need or want. So what do I do with them? They're too nice to give away or throw away, and the thought of researching different dealers and then driving to different places with different items and different boxes was just too much for me. So they've sat in my garage gaining dust for years and years until I discovered Vintage Cash Cow. I put everything in one large box, posted it for free, and then sat back and chilled out until I got a quote off them. I was really happy with the quote, I accepted it, and it was paid into my account the very same day. And what did I do with that money? I used it for a girls' weekend away in Paris. Woohoo! And the icing on the cake, the stuff that I sent that wasn't of value and couldn't be used, Vintage Cash Cow recycled it for me so I could just forget about it and carry on. Win-win.
And you could be Wendy, couldn't you?
Yeah.
All you've got to do is get in touch and make sure you do it within the next 24 hours, but actually do it right now. Everything is free, nothing to lose.
And that exclusive offer, remember, so you can call free 0800 246 5508. You can go directly to the website vintagecashcow.co.uk. They'll then send out those free postage labels and a selling guide to what to put in your box. And when they give you the offer of the box, they'll then add on an additional £25.
So if your box was worth £75, you'd actually get 100.
Yeah.
If it was £100, you get £125. But that is only exclusive to us, and you must do that. Do it right now, because it costs you nothing. You've got absolutely nothing to lose. And the great thing is you've got peace of mind that we have experts looking at our products.
We do. Make sure you use the code, though. It's SHOPON. Speaking of experts, two of our new friends join us in the studio for the show. Lovely to see you both.
Thank you.
These are the guys who have all the expertise.
Yeah, I want to take you home. We've got David with us, and we've got Mark. Great to have you with us.
Thank you.
Pleasure. David, tell us a little bit about your background.
All right. Well, my parents were in antiques and furniture in those days. Of course, after the war, you couldn't buy furniture very easily, so they dealt in second-hand furniture, which today would have been very antique, of course.
Brilliant, yeah.
So I went into the business about 50-odd years ago, when it was really busy with the foreign dealers, but they've died off quite a lot in the recent years. But I'm still very busy with collectibles, silver.
And we may recognise you from certain TV shows as well.
Absolutely,
I did 12 years with that.
Fantastic.
Yeah, brilliant.
And what do you specialise in, or do you like everything?
Well, these days I specialise in smaller items. I don't want any of that furniture anymore. It really has gone out the window, sadly.
Is that to do with your back?
Well, most antique dealers have a bad back. Lifting sideboards, wardrobes, pianos.
Bless. And Mark, what's your background? What's your passion?
Oh, my passion. I was brought up with coins and medals. That's where I originally started, but then since then I've branched out over the last 40 years into jewellery. But the coins and the medals are the real thing that kind of ticks me. I love them. There's great history behind them, and I love history.
Yeah, and stories behind them.
Great stories. Great stories.
I mean, you've been telling us some great stories, and you're like, oh my, really? That's incredible. And we're looking at medals right now. There are some amazing medals that we've got here, and we'll talk through some of those. We've got pocket watches. We've got what I think might be gold, might not be gold. You just don't know. But the great thing is, you've got these professionals,
and these are
actually
just
look at everything.
Some of the items that you could put in your box, send it off to Vintage Cash Cow, and you could be amazed at what value you get for certain things. That's why we say build your box, fill your box up, put in as many things and such a variety as you can.
Don't doubt yourself and think, oh, that won't be worth anything, because we don't know, do we?
The experts
That's
do.
why we've got the experts with us. So let's have a little look at our table. You mentioned medals.
Yes.
So I'm going to grab these.
Okay.
Tell us a little bit about these, if you would.
Okay, so these medals are a First World War trio with a long service good conduct. The trio, most people will probably have them from their great-grandfathers.
Okay.
The first star is a 14 star, this one here. But what's different and where your knowledge comes in is you see there's a little bar above. Well, that bar tells me that's the Battle of Mons bar. So just that one little bar on there creates some worth bit more money.
Right.
Just that little bit, but a little bit more is great for the customers.
Of course.
It's having that knowledge to know that. And, you know, we look through, you've got the long service at the end of it. He's had to serve 18 years to get that. And those medals, First World War, right the way through. He survived, which was great because so many people didn't. Yeah. But these medals, we see so many of them come through and people just don't think they're worth anything at all. Well, they have a value. And when you send them through to us, we will expertly appraise them, we will go through them. If need be, we can actually research them, we can check out to see what those medals were awarded for. We have everything.
Find out the story.
We can find the story out.
So exciting, even if you decided not to part with them, you get the story behind them.
We can find out the story, and what the great thing about it is, that story determines how much they are really worth.
Right.
And that's the beauty of medals.
I mean, that's so exciting, and your passion is.
That's all the expertise though, that you need. We just don't have that knowledge. You don't know what these items might be worth. That's why Vintage Cash Cow are so fabulous.
I was looking at all the goodies then.
You were shopping.
I'm like a little magpie. There's some shiny things on here. David, what would you choose out of this table?
Well, this is the sort of thing that I deal in a lot. This is a snuff box, and it's silver, and look how dirty it is. You wouldn't think it was silver, would you?
No.
And so many people have thrown these, and when they've cleared a house, they've thrown it away.
When we were talking before the show, you'd go round to people's houses sometimes, and there's bags full of stuff.
I think, oh, it's not silver, it's that colour, but that's how silver goes when it's left
Tarnishes,
clean.
doesn't it? Yeah.
So you don't have to clean it when you send it to Vintage Cash Cow. You just send it to us, and we'd probably offer £40-50 for that at least.
Really, for that?
And there are different makers. It could be 3 times that, you know.
Can I have a little look at that? That's that. I mean,
so
that
it's a snuff box. Yeah.
It's a snuff box.
Yeah.
And like you say, you wouldn't think for a minute that was silver, because it looks like it's a mouldy old metal,
That's
really.
right. If you got some good silver polish, it'd look wonderful. That it'd look like brand new again.
And if you are like my mum, she's got silver things and brass and things, and she hates cleaning them. So it'd be nice to not have to clean them anymore. I mean, that's amazing. So about £40-50, did you say, for that?
Probably, yeah. And if it's a really good maker to it, it could be more.
Could be even more.
That's incredible.
And then there's things on the table like pocket watches.
Well, there's these things out there, silver. Look.
Oh.
These are matchbox. These are handmade matches.
God.
Put in these.
Oh, wow.
This was probably made around 1900-ish. And this is quite an unusual one, being round.
Yeah.
Worth more than that one, really, because of its shape.
Because of the shape.
That's fabulous.
Again, very collectible. Vesta case.
I mean, so they put matches.
Matches, handmade matches.
How
would go in
cool
there.
is that?
And it would probably be fastened on an Albert chain, you know, a pocket watch.
Right, and there is an
in your
inscription
waistcoat,
on it as
and
well
that
there.
would be in the other, yeah.
How great
People
is
smoked a
that?
pipe, didn't they, in those days?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Now and again.
absolutely. My pop smoked a pipe for years. Actually, I did see some pipes earlier, so they're worth things as well. Right.
Those small things are collectible these days.
Fabulous.
Pocket watches, of course.
And we've got 3 different pocket
This
watches
isn't an
here.
expensive one.
Right,
This is just a chrome one from probably 1940s, 30s.
because
Not valuable, but
we would probably look at both of these and think, you know, which one's more worth
this
more?
is the better watch. Had that been a gold one, it could be a few £100, you know. The dial's perfect, it's enamel. This one's not gold, it's gold plated, but still nice little watch.
It'll still
top
be
wind. So it's made after 1900, thereabouts.
And that's great because you know that as soon as you've picked it up, you looked at it and you instantly know. What about this one?
And it doesn't matter, by the way, whether these watches are working or not.
Right.
We've got guys that put them right, you know, so...
That's
people
it.
again
So we don't have to worry, even if it's
wow.
got one hand or...
Exactly. Doesn't
So
matter.
if it's not working, and obviously it doesn't have to be a pocket watch, it can be a wristwatch.
Wristwatch, yeah. And, you know, sometimes when they're really badly damaged, the movements, we buy them for the spare parts.
And that's the wonderful thing is
So don't throw them away.
Nothing gets thrown away.
Yeah.
Everything is repurposed, isn't it, or rehomed,
Recyclable.
which is fabulous.
That's
We're
great,
very green,
isn't it?
aren't we?
Yeah, we like that.
You'll be surprised how much is actually people throw away, and they don't realise what they are
be
doing.
worth something.
Throwing money
You know,
in the bin, aren't
It's fun,
they?
you're just throwing,
Yeah.
you know, if you,
All got a
it's not-
value.
it doesn't have to be about the look. You've just got to get it sent to the right people to tell you, and that's what Vintage Cash Cow is all about. If you send it in, they will know, they will make you an offer, rather than you put it into a black bin and waving bye-bye to it.
Yeah, and the
And
great
no
thing
risk.
is such a selection as well.
Yeah.
So you don't have to, you know, it's not just gold.
specific,
It's not
is it?
just.
Yeah.
It's go through the whole of your drawers and your cupboards and the boxes upstairs to boost your box. Even costume jewellery. We've been looking a bit at silver and silver plate, but costume jewellery.
Cameras.
Yes.
Cameras. I'm sure you've all got old cameras at
I see
home. You can
Mum's
put
still
those
got-
in the box
yeah,
to boost
old
that
cameras,
box.
yeah.
And we talked about watches, pocket watches, wrist watches. Don't even have to be working. Obviously gold, but we've also got jewellery as well, like costume jewellery, as well as what you look at as valuable jewellery.
And then on the table, we've actually got foreign coins
Yeah.
and foreign notes. So it's amazing the variety of things we can put together in one box for Vintage Cash Cow. And it's one job done. You've decluttered.
Turned it into money.
relief.
That's it. The house is calmer. You're getting ready for Christmas. Got visitors coming. House is a bit tidier. And then you've got some extra money, perhaps for Christmas.
And there's a great
Christmas gifts.
guide online, isn't there,
Yes.
of what Vintage
Because
Cash
there's
Cow
some
will
things
buy.
they don't take,
Yeah.
and there's lots of things they do. So have a little nosy through. You can click onto the toys and it'll take you through and give you an idea. Sunglasses, actually, I've seen some sunglasses very similar to a pair I've got over there. I must ask for the value of those. Binoculars.
Yeah, but things like collectibles,
your
old
mum's
telephones. Yeah, that green phone.
That green one is
isn't
my
it?
mum's phone.
And then when you go through, it'll introduce you to an expert, and then you can scroll down and see the variety of electronics here that you can use. That's why don't be afraid to put it into your box and take advantage of that
And
exclusive offer.
it's all free.
Yeah.
You've got nothing
Yes.
to lose. You'll get in touch today, either on the website, it's vintagecashcow.co.uk, or on the phones, it's entirely up to you. You'll give your details. They'll send you your free postage. They'll send you, all your information, a fabulous little book as well that gives you all those ideas that we were just talking about. Box it, send it, sell it. That's what it's all about. If you decide not to sell it, it's free phone number, free on the website. It's a free postage to put onto your box. It's then a free quote.
Yep.
And if you think, oh, I thought it'd be a bit more than that, we were like, fantastic, that's great. But if you think, oh, I've changed my mind, they'll even return it free of
if
charge.
you've changed your mind. So there's no risk whatsoever.
Nothing costs you anything.
Just make sure you use that code ShopOn,
Yes.
and that'll give you an additional £25.
And that's the code is limited for 24 hours. So you've only got very much up till midnight. However, do it right now. The team are on the phones. The team are amazing. Give them a call and speak to them, or get onto the website. Do it right now. You're going to lose nothing. You could be making some extra money.
Yeah, how great would that
What would you
be?
buy?
Oh, well, it's all about experiences, isn't it? Going for a night
see.
out for dinner, buying your Christmas present.
Oh yes,
Wouldn't need much for
memories.
that.
It's true. He's always telling me what he was going to buy me.
I was gonna
He said, I nearly bought you this. I'm like, that's no good, is it?
Oh dear me.
All these fantastic things.
And it's such an array, and that's the great thing. And your advice is absolutely fabulous. So the website's the easiest way to go, vintagecashcow.co.uk. Or if you want to use the phone, you've got a free phone number as well, 0800 246 5508.
Now we're going to unbox a box.
Oh, yes.
So we're actually going to have a box where you see what was delivered, because the boxes come in thousands a day and they don't know what's inside, which is super exciting. So we're going to do that live in the studio as well to give you an idea again of things to put in. But remember, it's all there on the website. And we are going to look at 3 items. and value them. So you could
Yes.
try and guess which is worth the most and which is worth the least. Because we just don't know, do
That's
we?
coming up in just a few minutes, but it's all about the reviews. When we looked at the numbers for reviews, over 17,500 on Trustpilot. But I want you to take a little listen to Rachel and what she had to say.
Hello, my name is Rachel and I live in London. I have used Vintage Cash Cow for about 5 different postages now and made more money than I thought was possible, so much so that it's paying for me and my family to go on an incredible holiday this summer to Kefalonia in Greece, which we're super excited about. I have made a video before, a little promo video, talking about Vintage Cash Cow. It's an amazing company. We've basically been sending contents of my late mother-in-law's house that was full of vintage stuff to you, jewellery, old toys, clocks, watches, other bits and bobs, and you've given us money for all of it, so thank you.
And that was Rachel. I mean, goodness, she paid for a holiday. All she did
that
was
great?
get that free postage pack.
And got money for everything that she sent. And that's why you've got the opportunity to do it right now with that exclusive extra £25 value on your box. We're back with Anthony, one of the founders. We're going to take a look at some particular items. And, well, you're going to tell us the value. We've sort of had a guestimation, haven't we?
A guesstimation.
So there's a good, better, best or something like that, isn't it?
Look, there is. It's like anything. If you call a plumber to your house and have your taps fixed and he charges you £70 or 170, do you know what the difference
Which is right?
You just don't know. So the beauty of us, when somebody will send something in, go to a pen expert, go to a watch expert, and everything goes to the expert, and we'll value everything correctly. So you haven't got that worry. But if I was to say to you, look at these, what do you think's the most valuable thing on the table?
Right.
It's always subjective as well.
So we've got 2 Parker pens there.
Well, one's a fountain pen and one's a ballpoint pen.
Okay.
That's Parker 51.
And then
in the box.
I'm thinking down that end where you are, you've got a Rolex watch there.
Yes,
Wow.
this
So
is a
that's-
Rolex watch.
And then in the middle,
Oh, this is quite
this
special.
is a coin, isn't it, in here?
It's of course you can.
Now, when we talk about what's been paid out over the years, over £40 million in total has been paid out.
I mean, that is incredible.
Oh,
What's
that's
this?
nice.
This is a silver coin, a commemorative piece. This was done by the Royal Mint, and it's for the year of the monkey in 2016.
Wow,
so it's solid silver, and obviously the Royal Mint have made them and then sold them to people, and people have collected them over the years.
Now, let me just grab that.
Sorry,
Take
of
a
course,
look
of course.
So everyone at home can see it. Because it is quite an amazing piece, isn't
That's
it?
not a coin you could pop in your pocket, is it?
No, you're not going shopping with that.
not that one anyway. But
So that's a coin. We've got the pence
Beautifully
there.
boxed and in all the packaging
Yeah.
as well. So you got all the packaging, which is fabulous.
And then we've got, like we say, a Rolex watch at the
So
end.
all of these things would be bought by collectors. So even though it's got a silver value, it wouldn't be sold just for its silver weight. This has actually got a collectible value.
Okay.
This has got a collectible value. And this has obviously got wearable and collectible value. So it's got both. Now this was bought, it doesn't have any box, there's no papers, it's just a watch that arrived in a box with a lot of other watches. This is a coin that's come in a box with a lot of other items.
Yeah.
These are items that we've identified and said, hold on a minute, this might be worth a little bit more money than
Fabulous.
just having it thrown in a box. So if you were to look at this set of pens here, because they're an original pair of Parker 51s or a ballpoint and a fountain pen, this here, with them being in their original box, this is going to make in the region in an auction of somewhere between £80 and £120.
Oh, wow.
So you look at it, but it's because it's boxed and it's because the
Right.
original parts and they're there. And then you move on to something like this. That went to an auction. This is going to make somewhere between £300 and £500.
Really?
Yeah. Now the silver value is only very low, but it's a rare limited mint edition, so there's not been many
Fabulous.
made. So it increases the value.
And is it worth more because it's still in that box?
Yes.
It's still in the extra packaging.
That's what makes it for the collector.
Right.
That's what the
Right.
collector wants to see.
And
all
it's
its
got the
original
outer.
paper, it's got the out, it's got everything. So they will take this piece and they will collect it. And obviously,
Did you say take this piece?
you can take anything
No,
you
hey.
like today. This is the bit you should have gone for. So just to show you, this is quite a famous watch. It's a Rolex Daytona. It actually came in a box, and it came in with lots of other watches. And we took it out, and the first thought was, oh, it's fake, it's not real. Then we do the checks on it until somebody says, this might be real. Let's just find out. Anyway, we do all the tests, we do all the checks on it. It turns out it's a real watch. And then
wow.
when we speak to the customer, it turns out it belonged to her brother who'd passed away, who'd given it to her like 10 years ago or something, and she got an amazing amount of money for it. So
How
I'll tell you.
exciting is that?
You know, 5 figures.
Really?
Yeah, really.
I mean, that, and she didn't know.
Literally.
How amazing
no
is that?
idea whatsoever.
You know, I was going to have the coin.
Too late.
I think I've changed my mind.
But and this is the beauty of it. It doesn't
You just
happen all of the
know.
time. You just never know.
You just never know.
And you
do
never know
you?
where you'll find these kind of things. You could have things in your attic, in your garage, in your shed. It could be that drawer where you keep things like jewellery and watches.
And lots of us pay for storage, and we've got boxes of stuff we haven't looked at for years.
And all of this stuff that you see on the table here, it's all been found the same way. Everybody finds all the stuff the same way. They may have had, look, there were lots of old silver tea services made many years. That one isn't silver, it's silver plated, but
But it'd still be worth something,
it's still
so
worth
don't
something.
not put it in.
And the thing is, people have them in the home, but who drinks out of them anymore? Who pours
No.
tea? That age is gone. Nobody uses the silver candelabra or the silver plated one anymore, and we can give you some money for it. So why not do?
We
something
sent in
with
a
it?
candelabra, we sent in some brass, we sent in some costume jewellery, we
Yeah.
sent in some watches. That's the great thing. There's so much variety of what we can send.
Most definitely.
And your box can weigh up to 30 kilos, remember?
And it's free.
And it's free.
And
Everything's
insured.
free. And
Free, insured up to 30 kilos.
So for anyone that's just switched on, it costs them absolutely nothing.
Nothing at all.
To get the quote from you of what was in the box. And if you actually change your mind and think, well, I don't want to sell it, they'll even return it for free. So free postage pack. All you need to do is jump on the phones or get on the website for that.
And no obligation, hassle-free, remember. There's also free returns if you change your mind. Quick, easy and fully insured up to £1,000. But we do have that exclusive offer for you, but only for 24 hours. If you want to go for our exclusive offer, whatever the value of the box that Vintage Cash Cow give you, they're going to give you another £25.
So for my £300 coin, I could get £325. Whatever your box tallies up to, they'll add another £25 on. So if your box is worth, I don't know, 70, it's going to actually be £95 that you get. How great. You've got a win-win situation, and if you change your mind, they will return it for free. You've got absolutely nothing to lose. So much to gain. Things that you perhaps would not even look at. They've been in a box forever, all of a sudden giving you money to help perhaps with Christmas, or perhaps you need a new phone, or perhaps you want to go on holiday and put it towards a holiday.
And the team at Vintage Cash Cow, remember, are experts in all the fields of all the things that you could sell. Over 800,000 people already signed up, 30,000 new customers every month.
Which is crazy. And the amount of money they have passed over, I think it's over 40 million now, which is incredible. And there's so many very happy customers.
And here's one of them to tell us more.
Hello, my name's Val, and I sold some items with Vintage Cash Cow, and I was very pleased with the service. The items were bits and pieces, really. Old watches, a carriage clock, a mantelpiece carriage clock, some bits of costume jewellery, some old currency, lots of coins. What else? Some bracelets, silver bracelets as well. And I got a very pleasant chap who called me and told me what was happening with every item, virtually every item, and how nothing would go to landfill and everything would in some way be used, even if it would just be for spares and parts. Anyway, I'm almost up to 60 seconds. What to do with the money? I spent it on a recent trip to Patagonia. Okay, Bye.
I love Val. She did all sorts with her money.
That's exactly what your mum was like.
Yeah.
The smile.
She was so excited because she really did think she's I bet it'd be worth about £5. She went, and when they said it was, I've got to work it out. I think we got £78, so the box was worth 53.
He's good.
Thank you. He's good at his maths. And then we got an extra £25 because we used the code ShopOn. But that is it's a limited offer, only for 24 hours, only up until midnight. But do it now because nothing costs you anything.
No.
And you could put a box together, well, like we've got here.
Yeah. And the team will talk you through and give you ideas of how to boost the box. But we've got a box here, Anthony, that came in, haven't we?
Yeah, this is something that that somebody has sent in to us. This is exactly the box that came in. So if I just take it out and pop it on here, my goodness.
There's all sorts of goodies.
Here we go. Got one of those. And I'll just show you. Oh, look, we've got one of these. One of them.
Gosh.
And this is exactly how it came. So, and in here it's got a little bit of a railway and it looks like there's a pen there. And this is some costume jewellery that's come in here.
Even costume jewellery, honestly.
Yeah. But if I show you, this isn't all costume jewellery because I've just seen.
Right, okay.
I know why it's so much money now.
And does that happen often that you've got a bag of perhaps costume jewellery and suddenly you'll go, hang on a minute, that's not costume.
Correct. Well, Mark will tell you. He's spotted things that have come in our costume jewellery. He has a good look at everything, and he finds things that are Victorian and Georgian in the costume jewellery that are worth more money. Not necessarily precious or anything, but he will go through them all, and we'll have a look. And we've got a team that put all the bits out. So I have a look at this here. Oh, you look good in. Oh, my goodness, excuse me. Sorry about that.
Do I look good in those?
Those are nice. Yeah, nice little.
They're proper designer glasses.
So this.
Oh, they suit you.
Look at these nice
there
old
we go.
set of glasses.
I'll buy those.
So when you look at this
They're
here,
nice.
somebody's actually taken the time to put a box together here. Now I know just from looking at this here, they've put some old coinage in here, but in the middle of here there's some gold coins.
No.
Yeah, look, these little gold coins here, and these here are worth, over £500 on their own.
No way.
Yeah, now that's worth
those, Hayley.
25 pence. So that's 25p.
And you'd have no idea.
yeah.
Can you
No.
see the difference? I mean, this is worth 25 pence.
That looks worth more because it's bigger, but it's just a commemorative crown where they've got
And
some, really
these-
after sale value in them.
Did you say about £500?
Yeah, more than £500. Gosh. And then we've
I
also
wonder if I
got.
could do that trick. Disappeared.
Which hand is it in?
That's
Well done. So you just don't know. That's why we say put everything in. You've got here, we've got a Canon lens of a camera that's going, made
Just
from
a lens.
Just a lens.
But
this
still-
one, still worth. We've got a Mont Blanc pen. We've got an old
Which is boxed
This
as
is
well.
not so old, but this
Right.
one is an old one. This is one from the 70s, an old Parker fountain pen, late 60s, early 70s. We're looking at medals before. The group
Yes.
of medals has come in them, and a silver teapot. Now nobody's going to drink out of it anymore. It's an item, but then you look here at this costume, and I can tell you that if I look through it, it's all costume jewellery. Now you might have looked at that as gold plated.
And this is all muddled together, so this is probably
Yes.
how you'd send it in, thinking,
That's it.
this is just
and then we go through it and we
costume as well.
identify it. And those
Don't.
pieces there have got some gold value. So this actual box here has been, somebody's had more than £1,000 for this.
Wow.
So when you look at this, it looks like it can be. That's why you must put everything in. Now, not everybody's going to get that kind of money because I can show you another box. But somebody might get £30 or £40, like your mummy was saying, £50. It's not always about the amount of money, but it's lovely when you can give somebody a surprise as well. Well, I had no idea, and it's kind of, it's good and a good feeling.
And the other thing, because my mum is rubbish at throwing things away or getting rid of anything, she wants to keep everything. And because she was so surprised the money that it was, she's now keen to do
inspired
another
her,
box.
yeah.
Exactly.
And it's inspired. She wants to declutter, she wants to, but we've got this thing that we just don't like to part with anything. But now she's like, hang on a minute though, if I actually put another box together,
I can get some more money.
Yeah.
And it's great. My own mother, impossible to get her to part with anything. And I'm talking about not just things like this. I mean, it's just
Everything,
impossible.
yeah.
My mum's got 8-track tapes from cars in the 1970s.
Gosh.
And
my
she
mum's got
keeps-
newspapers.
Well, there you go.
She's saved, from royal weddings and.
And there's the answer. And I look at them and say, what are you actually going to... I'm going to have them converted and I'm going to have them put on... And I'm saying, are you? She's
When's
82.
that gonna happen?
When are you actually
Yeah.
going to do that? Don't touch them. Don't touch them.
Don't you dare.
And then just recently I've managed to get, with the help of Vicky, to start getting some stuff out because she's explained to the way it is. And it's so much better getting
Yeah.
that
You
stuff.
do
I think
feel better once
it was
it's
a
gone.
relief for Mum that we actually had emptied a box from
Yeah.
upstairs, and that
that's
was
it.
a box
It's,
gone.
and it's not just about money. It's
No.
about about getting the pleasure. And like I said, if you decide you don't want to take the offer, the wonderful thing is, and the proposition is quite simple. There's no risk. If you decide not to, you take it back, and if you want to sell it any other way,
Yeah.
you can do.
They'll actually send it back completely free.
It's
of
about
charge.
ease of service, getting it all together. Where would you sell all them items in one go?
That's
yeah.
why it's Vintage Cash Co. you should use, isn't
Yeah,
it?
because it's bulk service for decluttering, where we help you from.
You're quite unique, aren't you? In
Very
that
unique, and we help you from beginning to end, all the way through the process. And at the end of the day, if you decide not to, we don't fall out. It's quite all right.
Yeah.
Take it, try and sell it. I mean, we've had people decided not to sell us a box. They take it away, and 2 months later, they'll send it back in and say, "Oh, well, I did try and sell it, and I'm happy to go ahead now." And they might even put a few more things in because they've got in the. They're in that process of they've decided to sell something, but that's absolutely fine too. We don't, we're happy with that. But 80% of the people, 90% of the people, they get the things through and they want to do something with them. They want to sell them, and some people might decide they want to, try some other angle, and that's fine.
Yeah, and the process is so easy, so straightforward. There's no risk whatsoever. Everything is free. So from sending for your pack, again, you can do that on the website. You can do it on the phone.
And we get one label, and obviously whatever is in that box, there'll be an extra £25 added on, as long as you use that code SHOPON, the coupon code. What if we've got more than one box to send? Can we ask for extra labels and send more
Anytime.
boxes in?
There's no problem. You can do that at any time. Just send another, and we'll send you another label.
So you can send them all in at once, and you'd get £25 added on to all the boxes. Not individually, you get £25 per household. But if you think, well, it's not going to fit in one box, or perhaps you've only got smaller boxes, you can ask for extra labels if you like. And it's just so simple. You do what it says on there. You box it, you send it, and you sell it, or if you change your mind, they'll return it.
Yeah, you're just going to carefully pack up your unwanted valuables into a box. All you've got to do is provide the box. It's as simple as that. You send the box, it's free, it's safe, and it's insured up to £1,000. And then if you want to, if you're happy with the offer, you sell it. And that's the great thing. We've got such a massive variety of items.
Because who would have thought you could send in sunglasses, but you can.
Designer sunglasses.
Yeah, I might keep those. Parker pen. You have to check my bag when I leave. There's some, and this is this is really nicely, it's still in the little box and that'll be, what sort of age will that be?
Late 60s, early, but that's never been out of its box. That's been sat in a drawer for like 40 years. Somebody's taken it out of a drawer, never been used, and they've just decided.
And what sort of money would that probably be?
It's not expensive. It's not an expensive thing. It's maybe £20-30 or something if it's.
But it's still £20-30, which I don't think.
No, but all because it's like in that original thing in its.
And it's a brand. Obviously, you don't accept things like plastic pens.
No, but I mean, if it was on its own, just for instance, if that had have been well used and it was out of its box, it didn't have its paperwork, maybe didn't have a lid on or something like that, it's probably worth £5 or something.
Right.
But £5 better than nothing.
It's still a £5. That's it. You could perhaps throw that away thinking,
well, nobody's going to use it.
That's it. But it's worth £5 possibly in your box. So put all those different items in. And the easiest thing, I mean, the book's great because it talks you through. But if you go on the website, it gives you an idea of what you can put in, what you can't put in. Easiest way if breakables, you're not going to send any breakables, so any china or anything like that.
The guide's brilliant on the website. So vintagecashcow.co.uk, and then take a look at what we buy and what we don't buy, because it'll talk you through everything. And this is the advice you get to what they call boost your box, to get the best out of your box. And then if you look at we don't buy, like Hayley was saying, breakables, things like ceramics, furniture, plastic toys, yes, no firearms. And you can see what you do and what you don't send. And that's why it's a real holding hand service, I think.
All the way through, beginning to end, and that's the beauty of it. I mean,
the really nice thing is you're in contact as well, aren't you?
All the time.
And all the time when your box gets delivered, they say we've received your box.
Yeah.
And that box is insured, isn't it? In case there is something valuable in there.
For up to £1,000.
Fabulous.
And all the team, there's over 200 people waiting to help you. in every different area, whether it's valuation, whether it's in a phone call, whether it's paying you. There's over 200 people there now, you know, which is, you know, testament to just how well used the
And
service.
how many boxes do you get in?
Oh, over 1,000 every day.
That's amazing.
Every
and actually,
day.
when we did our last show, you had so much interest, didn't
we
you?
did. Yes, we
Over 1,000 people got in
Signed up
contact.
during the live show, and that's why we're back now.
Yeah, absolutely.
And back before Christmas, which is, I think, a brilliant time to get started.
Great time
with
to
your box.
declutter because you've got family and friends coming. The house will be a bit tidier. You'll be a little bit prouder of the house, but a little bit of extra cash as well.
Yeah, review-wise on Trustpilot, over 17,500, I think it was when we looked. Take a look at this review that we've got here from Annette. Simple from start to finish. The whole process from receiving labels to packing and sending items, so simple. Then getting Charlie's lovely call this morning with an offer. Far exceeded my expectations. Thank you all. And I think that happens with a lot of people. They're over the moon with the offer that they get.
Because we've got no idea what things are worth, but of course Vintage Cash Cow truly do know. With all their expertise, they'll value everything completely, which is fantastic.
The offer is absolutely brilliant. It's exclusive, but only for 24 hours. And if you do take the offer with us in that 24 hours, you get an additional £25 on the value of your box.
Super exciting. It could be you. There's so many great 5-star reviews. Let's just hear a bit more about Vintage Cash Cow.
My favourite thing about Vintage Cash Cow is the ease. I sent cameras and gold chains, silver. That's my phone.
Is it?
They make it terribly easy because you can sell everything in one go. I mean, Vintage Cash Cow really is a brilliant idea.
Welcome if you have just joined us. Of course, it is Vintage Cash Cow, which is all about making your items at home that are possibly just in boxes right now into cash.
They could be in the attic, in the garage, in the shed. All these kind of items that you see in front of us could be making you money. And we've got an exclusive deal with Vintage Cash Cow with us here at ShopOnTV for you tonight. But it's a time-limited offer. It's only for 24 hours. Whenever we do these shows, so many people sign up, don't they?
Yeah, all you need to do is put a box together, and what they'll do is value that box. But what they will do, if you use the code, and everything is free phone number, it's free to order on the website. You'll get a free postage labels. You'll also get the sending guide as well. So they'll be delivered for free. You can even get them to collect it from your house if it's too heavy to carry. You can have a box up to 30 kilograms.
Yep.
But you will get an extra £25 on the value of your box. So if your box is £100, it will be £125 that you receive.
And what a bonus. That's why you should sign up right now, whether it's on the website. If we take a look at the website, it's really easy.
And of course, it's not us, it's vintagecashcow.co.uk. Very easy to remember. Scroll all the way down. It talks you through how it works, what you need to do, how to put your box together, gives you an idea what to put in your box as well. Even costume jewellery. It could be gold and silver, but costume jewellery, watches, even if they're broken. Then click through to how to get your pack. And all you've got to do, that's really, I could even fill that in. Really nice and easy.
Yeah, it's
just
really
make sure
straightforward.
though that you click on that little bit there that gives you the extra code and you put shop on.
Yeah,
in
use
that
your offer
section.
code SHOPON. That's your exclusive. That'll get you that extra £25 value on your box. Vintagecashcow.co.uk is the easiest way to sign up, but there is a free phone number if you do want to call 0800 246 5508.
And the team are there. The team
Yes,
are on the
yeah.
phones right now up until 3:30. They'll be back there at 9 o'clock in the morning until 6, but you've only got 24 hours to do this. So do it right now. It's going to cost you nothing at all, but you could actually make money from the items you've just got laying around the house. Honestly, it's amazing.
And we're joined by one of the founders to tell us a little bit more about the company. Anthony, it's great to have you back with us.
Well, thank you for having us again. It's really nice
How
to be
did
here.
it all start?
Insanity. No, I'm not. It started from trading very, very small and realising that there was a need for the service. And when I started this with the co-founder, it was very interesting. The very first time we actually advertised the service, we were, will anybody use it? Does anybody need it?
Yep.
And after about 2 weeks of sending some brochures out over 10 days or something, the postman knocked on the garage door, because we're in a garage, and the postman knocked on the door. I thought, who's this? We opened the door, and there was the postman there with these 7 boxes.
Brilliant.
And when you consider now every day it's nearly 1,000, and then
Wow.
you know, you see, it's like, then you realise there's a need for the service, and once you realise there's a need, you're kind of developing the process all the time, and it's difficult at the beginning because you don't know what's right, you don't know what's wrong. There's nothing to copy because there's no service the same.
No, you're really unique,
Very,
because
very
you've
unique.
perhaps seen I bet you've seen vintage cash cow adverts.
Yeah.
But you'll have seen adverts, people that just take gold. They just want silver.
It's often copied, but never the same and never rival. Nobody can offer what we offer.
It's such a variety, isn't it?
Oh, it literally, you can send anything in that box, and we will let you know if we can make you an offer and buy it from you. And if we can, we will. And if you want to sell it, we buy it. And if you don't want to sell it, we send it back to you. It's just a very unique proposition for the public, for people in their home. It's a unique proposition, and it's fantastic. It's a service that's always been needed. I mean, many years ago, people probably went to second-hand shops. They've disappeared. They don't exist in this format now. They're a different kind of makeup now. So we've we're just there, and it's just getting busier and busier. And as more people learn about the service all the time, just busier and busier and busier.
And we're just seeing some of the items that you could send as part of your box, that you might have all these items lying around at
pipes, we can send pipes in.
You can send pipes, you can send a cigarette lighter, you can send an old clay pipe, you can send a cigarette holder. There's all sorts of smoking paraphernalia, there's all sorts. I mean, there's hundreds of millions of watches and, pieces of costume.
And do they need to work, the watches?
No, nothing needs to work. It doesn't matter what you send. It can be a broken piece of jewellery, a broken watch. If you've got something and it's broken or it's damaged, we can still do something with it, so it's worth putting in your box.
The thing I really love is this could be items that you might just throw in the bin.
Yeah.
You never throw anything away, do you? You repurpose, you rehome.
Everything gets resold, everything finds a home, everything goes back out, so you've got the circular economy going on. We're recycling, it's very green, which is a good thing. We didn't think about that at the beginning. It only becomes apparent when you start getting the product in the volume that you get it, and you realise that everything's being sold and everything's going out, and you think, oh wow. And you're doing a lot of good as well, so it's good for the people, it's good for the environment, it's good for the economy. It's really good.
And a couple of the facts and figures when you talk about over 800,000 sign-ups
to the service.
For the service.
I mean, that's incredible.
Over £40 million paid out.
It's crazy. I mean, you couldn't have imagined that the day one, when there were the 3 of us together doing this, and you just wouldn't have imagined that it could have got to where it is. And it's constantly growing and growing, because the alternative is a lot of people skip things, put them in a bin, or a lot of people give stuff to charity shops, but do they know what they're giving?
No, that's
do they know what they're giving, or should they get the money and then give the money to the charity? There's
absolutely.
There's that angle as well.
And if you saw this table, there's so much on this table, what would catch your eye and think that's an amazing thing they've popped into this box?
All of it. I love every bit of it. I don't, it's like,
you do. You can see that.
It's kind of, it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't have to be valuable for you to like it. It helps, but there's things on here that have just got old and they've got history to them. I mean, you look at this piece here. This is what's called a death plaque that was given after the First World War, somebody who died in service. So you have this, and it's got a history to it. The person's name's on it.
Oh,
wow. It means something. Can you grab it there? Yeah.
Oh God.
Oh God.
So the name's on there. I don't know if I can see it. Did it say
John Henry Mullany?
So it's got history to it, and it's got a piece, it's got something about it, so it makes it interesting. Something like this. That's an old miner's lamp. Somebody going down the pit. So you've got
lots of people used to collect those.
And they all have a value, and they all add value to your box. You've got a piece of crystal jewellery that was made in the 50s. Not everybody wants one, but just think about what it's been through. The 50s on, people have worn it. It's been in a drawer. It's come back out. It's got a history to it, and that's the part of the the business people don't see, which is a wonderful piece. You've got a cup on the end over there, silver cup. It's a silver christening cup from about 1920. Somebody was christened with it, so they've all had a life.
Fabulous.
All these things have had a life before, and that's the.
It must be so exciting when you open a box, because there's you can put so much inside, and like you say, everything's got a story.
Well, like we just showed you when we opened we open the box, and you just don't know what's going to be in there. I mean,
and you've got all the experts for whatever sort of category it is.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, I sometimes describe how we run the business of there's probably 30 or 40 people are praising boxes, and then I sometimes describe it as we have a pit boss in the middle, like they're doing it. And then if you need a specialist in watches, or you need a specialist jewellery, and you've got your specialist in every area that can come to the table and look. And when we invite you, you'll see it, because I know we've invited you. You'll get to see it, which will be, it'll be wonderful. And when we open the boxes, you just do not know.
So everything's free. It's free to call. It's free to sign up on the website. You get a free label for your box to send. All you've got to provide is the box. You'll value it.
Yes.
And it's great because they'll let you know we've received your box. We'll let you know in the next few days. And then you ring up with a valuation.
Yeah, we ring you, tell you what's in the box, tell you how much we can pay you. And if you decide you want to sell it, that's it. We buy it from it and the money's in your account immediately. There's no haggling. You just get the money if you decide to sell it. If you go to an auction, you've got commission to pay, you've got fees to pay. It might be 3 months before there's the auction, and is there an auction for all of this stuff, or do you have to put that in one auction, that in another?
Yeah.
It's difficult. If you tried to sell, you've got eBay, but it's clunky and it's not easy to use. And which category do you put? How much do you ask for it? What do you do with it? It's a difficult kind of thing. And the people that use our service, they want to have a good declutter, get through the things. But you're going to speak to somebody who's been around with us for an awful long time, Vicky, who will tell you, because she's in a massive she's a decluttering expert.
We're going to meet her in a couple of minutes,
aren't we? She brings peace and harmony to people's homes, but now she does it, and they're able to get some money for the products as well, which is wonderful for for people. It's a great service.
You do advise people on what's good for a box, don't you? Because there are things that you can put in your box that'll boost the value. So what will happen if you decide to sign up, like a lot of people did last time? Over 1,000 people the last time
in our live show.
In a live show came to the service. Every one of them people will have received a booklet that shows them what to do, and they'll have also had a phone call from an expert on the phone that can tell them this is what you need to put in your box, these are the items, it's all categorised, and if you put some of this in, you're going to get more money. And if we try and we educate and encourage people to get as much in there as they possibly can, because we don't take a box with one pipe in or one watch in. It's just not. It's not
you want a box of goodies.
Yeah, to help them to get more money, and whether it's £50 or whether it's £5,000. I told you earlier, we've had a box come through and it was genuinely, we paid £73,000 for it. That's it's a colossal amount.
And
of
if
money.
it was today, they'd get £73,025.
Yes,
because you'd still get the extra £25. Whatever your box may cost, that £25 is there. But you must use the code and you must sign up now. It's only for 24 hours. So please do it right now. It's so easy, isn't it?
It's so straightforward and easy to get in touch as well, whether you go to the website, which is vintagecashcow.co.uk.
And free.
You can phone the free phone number. The team are there.
Free.
In the call centre right now. No outlay. They're there right through till 3:30. And then they'll be there, because it's a 24-hour offer, but do it now. That'd be our advice.
Definitely do it now, because you'll forget tomorrow and then you'll kick yourself thinking, why didn't my auntie didn't sign? It's just, I didn't sign up in time for the £25. And you're like, do it, just do it now. The labels will come, then it's down to you to put that box together and put that label on. The other great thing is, and it is this simple, you box it and you carefully pack it. Well, I packed ours up with just old newspapers, and then you send it, and you can either just go to the post office and post it, or if it's too heavy for you, you can go up to 30 kilograms. They'll actually come and collect it from your home.
And if you want to do more than one box, the great thing is you can ask for more labels.
It's £25 per household. So you could send 3 boxes in if you wanted to, and you'll get that £25 added on to the value of those 3 boxes.
Yeah, it's absolutely fabulous. So we want to talk about reviews as well, because the Trustpilot reviews.
There's a few thousand. I think 17,500, well over.
And more. And more. We're going to share a couple of those reviews with you. Take a look at what Caroline had to say. Wow, I had a call from Grady, who works for Vintage Cash Cow, with an offer I never expected. Superb. Grady was super professional and a real friendly guy. You can see so many of these reviews on Trustpilot. You can go there directly if you want to take a look. Here's another one from Penny. This is my second experience, and that's a great point. If you've taken advantage of the deal before, it doesn't mean you can't take advantage of it again with us right now. My second experience with Vintage Cash Cow, and again, it couldn't have been easier. I had a nice phone call within 3 days of sending my parcel to them, and I accepted their good offer. And that's what it's all about, getting those great offers. You will get that extra £25.
You could have done with these, couldn't you? That writing was very little.
It was very
but there are so many 5-star reviews, so many happy customers that with things they were perhaps going to just throw away or things that have been sat in the roof forever has made them extra money. And the lovely thing is that money is then there for you, extra money for Christmas. Perhaps you wanted to buy a new phone. It could go towards
day out, night out.
Yeah.
One lady earlier said she paid for a holiday.
Yeah, honestly, it's incredible. But remember, sign up and use Shop On to actually get that £25 extra on your box. Now, we mentioned Vicky a moment ago, and Vicky's with us. Everybody needs a Vicky. How are you, my love?
Thank you so much.
Tell us a bit about yourself, if you would, and what you do.
Absolutely. So I'm a professional organiser. Started my business, You Need a Vicky, about 14, 15 years ago. And since then, myself to start with, it was just me. Added one person on, and now we have a team of around 12 to 15 organisers decluttering the country.
It's huge now.
It's so popular, isn't it?
So big. I mean, back then it wasn't. There was sort of me and a few others, but now, yeah, there are professional organisers, thank goodness, everywhere.
And everybody, I think, lots of people want to declutter. There's something. It's calm.
It's freeing, isn't it?
It's freeing. It increases your productivity. You know, it de-stresses you. I feel like it really is the sort of the core to start with when it comes to sort of well-being at home.
And you're the brand ambassador with Vintage Cash Cow,
Yes.
aren't you?
How did that start?
Work really closely.
Do you know what? It's amazing, actually. I think in their first few months, I'd say, of business, I'm trying to remember if I contacted them or they contacted me.
Right.
But bearing in mind there weren't many organisers around this,
Yeah.
so it could have been either. And I had a chat with Anthony. And it was a really lovely sort of 10-15 minute chat. And then since then, I had the brochures. I'd always make sure that I had some. I made sure that I told all my clients about them. And it went from there. We've always been in touch.
Which is amazing. And
Yeah.
when you go into clients, where do they find things?
It's fascinating. So we work on everywhere from lofts to sheds to garages. I mean, we are delving into places no one else would delve into in someone's home ever. So I would say anywhere and everywhere. It could just be we're organising and decluttering a shelf. It could be that we're organising and decluttering, like I say, those boxes right at the back of the loft that haven't been touched since someone moved in 25 years ago.
Yeah.
So it could be anywhere and everywhere.
And I love that when you first came across them, Vicky, you wanted the experience yourself, so you did it for yourself.
I did. I had to. I like to be really authentic with what I recommend. So I had a drawer full of silverware. My uncle sadly passed away, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to try this myself. Exactly. I sent it off. And I got my phone call back, which is so exciting. You wait for your phone call.
Yeah.
Got my phone call back, and it wasn't silver, but it was silver plated. So I still got around £75, £80.
So it still has a value.
It's
Brilliant.
amazing, absolutely brilliant. So then, I could say, yeah, I recommend this, which I knew it was fantastic. And since then, I visited the amazing, the house where Vintage Cash Cow lives, the home of Vintage Cash Cow, I should say. And it's unbelievable.
I bet it's fascinating. There's so many experts. So when we look and when you keep looking at items, there's so much they've got expertise in.
Yeah, there really is. And there's these zones, and it's so professional. There's these zones, and Anthony probably talked about it, but watches come in, it's like goes to the watch person.
Yeah.
Cameras come in, there's a person with a pile of cameras there going through them in detail. Costume jewellery, gold, everything. War memorabilia there was a pile of, because they go through everything, and it's so meticulously done.
And there's experts in every field. That's what I love about it. So when you don't know, they will know the value, won't they?
Absolutely, because how are we meant to know? And that's what I say to my clients. We don't know, but this is worth putting in a box. If you're not fussed, if it's in your home anymore, and you want to make a bit of money back, that's a complete bonus.
Yeah.
Bonus to life.
And it's all completely free, which is...
Yes.
incredible.
From start to finish, absolutely. You know, the website, you probably said, you go on the website, you get your label, you get any box, just any box that you've got. And
that's the only thing you have to provide, isn't it? Just the
old box. Yeah.
You'll probably have a lot of boxes in the attic that you need to look through, and you could use one of those old boxes. That's all you need. Go onto the website. You can use the phones, but if you jump onto the website, it's so simple. Scroll down and you can have a little nosy at everything, where it gives you an idea of what you can buy or what they buy and what you don't buy, which is
lots
great.
of different categories for you to look through, and when you select those, they'll go into more detail with an expert to tell you each individual item and each individual section has its own description, doesn't it?
Which is great. And then if you sign up for the actual package, you know, your label, it'll also give you an idea in the booklet as to what you can and can't sort of send. So that's your little package there that comes with your book and your little label. Completely free, really easy. That's all the detail we need there, but what you must do at the bottom is pop in your code. You just click onto that and it allows that box to come up. Shop on, and
that'll get you that extra £25 on the value of your box. Hayley's mum did it with the first show we did. They had over 1,000 sign-ups, and I think it's going to be the same.
You absolutely loved it, and if you did do the first show and you did get that extra £25,
you can do it again.
Don't tell anyone you can do it again. I'm going to do another box for Mum, because Mum got £78, and honestly, we packed it up and she was like, I bet it'll be worth a £5, I bet it won't be worth anything. And when they said £78, oh my word.
Great.
So we got the extra £25, so I think, does that work out that it was 53, wasn't it? 3, yes, thereabouts.
Is that about right?
Look at you, Carol.
Something like that.
And honestly, she was absolutely thrilled. And Mum, she hates getting rid of anything, but she also hates the clutter. And she was like, you know, it's given her.
She hates the clutter.
A little bit of peace of mind that we've emptied one of the boxes upstairs, but it's actually encouraged her to empty another box upstairs as well, because we've still got loads.
And that's the thing, Vicky, isn't it? It's so, like we said at the beginning, it just feels so good once you've done it.
Oh, it's cathartic. It really is.
You must see it on people's faces after you've been
when you work with them.
I mean, the door opens to someone sort of like help, and you know, by the end of the day, they're like,
goodbye.
Yeah, and much more relaxed. And you know, going back, it's, you know, we're recycling, we're giving things a new home, and they love that. Yeah. It's a big part of it.
Yeah.
It's not as nice not knowing where something's going, but knowing where that it's going, you're getting money back. You know, it's got that purpose. And the big question I always say to people is, when they're deciding whether to get rid of something or not, my big tip is just say, can I live without this?
Yeah.
Simple as that. Can I live without
When
it?
did you last look at it? When did you last notice it? Did you just dust it, and that's all you do is dust it and put it back, or polish it and put it back? It could make money, which is so exciting.
It's so exciting, you know, and I love the thought of that money going towards something wonderful, whether it's, like you say, Christmas, or I always think maybe it will be something else, an item, but it could also be an experience.
And what did you do?
With the money, do you know what I did? In sort of honour and memory of my uncle, I took my family out for a meal.
How lovely is that?
The one thing, yeah, absolutely.
And that you'll remember forever.
You've got that memory.
And that's the lovely thing. You can create memories with the money. I do like that ring. There's some really great items here, but I bet you've got similar items in jewellery boxes at home, or, you know, and even costume jewellery. What do you think makes a good box?
I think a big mixture of things. It's like a treasure trove of things. But I think what a lot of people have lying around definitely is old cameras, without a doubt. A lot of people have like that gold that you used to wear, but maybe it's not your style anymore. Yeah. I think, you know, I'm guilty of it as a teen. Like,
and
you know, you have
we used to wear loads of gold, didn't we? Yes. Oh gosh, loads of rings and necklaces. But
I think most, you know, a big surprise for people is, I think everyone's got like this basket of costume jewellery that they've had for years and years and years and years. You never quite know. I inherited one from my mother, actually. A big, you don't know what's in it.
No.
To send out.
You literally don't know, but the experts will know, and they can value it for you.
And they find exciting things in those baskets of costume jewellery, because sometimes it isn't costume, sometimes it is still worth something as well. I think we even found a 2,000-year-old Egyptian necklace.
Yeah.
But no one would have known.
No. Some of the items that come in at Vintage Cash Cow are spectacular. The surprises that they have, and then the customers have as well. Remember, you are getting that extra £25 if you sign up within the 24 hours. The process is simple. You box it, you carefully pack your unwanted valuables into a box, you send it, you can send the box, it's free, it's safe, and it's insured up to £1,000. Remember, you can also have it collected from your home.
You can, if it's too heavy or you can't get to the post office, they'll actually come and collect it. They'll offer to come and collect it. It's absolutely incredible because you've got nothing to lose at all. The great thing is it's all completely free, and if you change your mind and the value isn't right, or you change your mind, you don't want to give those things away, they'll actually send it back completely free of charge as well.
Everything's free.
So nothing to lose, not going to cost you a penny, but actually could make you some money. We're always really busy when we have Vintage Cash Cow, so if you are on the phones, do bear with them if they are busy. But do remember, you can just jump onto the website, but you do need to do it now. It's only a 24-hour offer up till midnight. However, if you don't do it now, you'll probably forget, won't you? And you'll kick yourself tomorrow. I always get muddled what day it is because we're like first thing in the morning. So you'll kick yourself tomorrow and you think, I've missed out on £25 extra.
What a bonus that is for you. And the team are back with us. So it is about, well, the difference with Vintage Cash Cow is that you take such a variety of items, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Sorry, excuse me. It's kind of nothing too big, nothing too small. Nothing, doesn't matter, broken, damaged, whatever condition it's in, put it in the box and let us tell you.
Yeah.
You know, get educated.
Yeah.
And that's the secret
See
of
the
it.
value of everything.
See the value of everything.
Well, I was quite amazed you take broken watches, you'll take watches with one hand. You'll even take empty watch boxes. What's that about?
Well, we buy empty watch boxes because we've got lots of watches and we can put a watch in the box.
Right.
I mean, even some of these here, these are old. This is just that's an old watch box, but we buy that because it's just empty. Just an empty box here, little small boxes like this.
So don't throw those away.
Well, people do.
Yeah.
You know, people throw those away because
Now,
there's nothing.
I don't. I've got a cupboard full of these.
Oh, right, okay, the empty box.
We could have a box of boxes.
So it's really strange, and it's kind of a perception thing. Just because you don't think it's worth any money doesn't mean it isn't. You know, some people send us boxes and they go, oh, well, what did I get for that? Oh, that was worth £1. Oh, OK, so what made the money? Oh, the old pearl necklace. That was worth 200. They go, really? I didn't think that was worth any. So you just don't know.
That's like Vicky was saying about the costume jewellery. You don't know.
You know, I do. Look, for instance, sorry, Vicky, but there's a bag here. How many people have got bags of old currency from holidays, from anywhere in the world? It doesn't matter. Old 10p's, 5, doesn't matter where they're from. Everybody's got this. Put it in your box.
And make that part of a box.
Yeah, exactly. Make it back, because you can't take it to Thomas Cook and change it. They don't want it. You know, nobody wants this stuff. And
well, you'd think that was worthless, really. And
well, you get people get rid of it, or let kids play with it, or something like that, or they use it in tills, play kind of money, or playing at poker or something like that. They might use it for that, but it's crazy. Every little bit adds to the
it all adds to the value.
Everything.
And I love how you describe, Vicky, for people if they're starting and they're thinking, where do I go, where do I start?
Yeah. When they're decluttering their homes, it's a huge question. I think it causes a lot of overwhelm, but mainly because they say, I've got to declutter my home.
The whole thing.
Yeah, don't need to think like that at all. You've got to go
out, don't we?
Start with a drawer.
Well, let's face it, it's a huge job to declutter your whole house. So start with a drawer, start with a shelf. Something that takes you 20 minutes to half an hour, something that you can start, work on and complete. And that's when you'll give it the biggest focus, and that's when you'll finish on a high, you'll get a buzz when it's done, and you're more likely to continue. That is the way to do it.
And you'll have filled a box. Absolutely, that's what I'm thinking. You'll have filled a box, you'll have sent it off to Vintage Cash Cow, and they could have rung you and said, well, actually, we could give you £100 for that box. But all you'd used the code. You can have £125.
Last time we did this show, over 1,000 people signed up. I think it's heading the same way during this show. So if you want to sign up and get that free postage pack, all you've got to do is go to the website, vintagecashcow.co.uk.
And don't forget they're on the phones right now till 3:30. They'll be back in there at 9 o'clock tomorrow or this morning until 6. But do it right now, otherwise you'll forget.
0800 246 5508 if you want to contact the free phone number. Everything's free, no risk.
Free phone number, free to do it on the website. You get a free label to actually put onto your box. You'll get a free valuation. They'll add £25 onto that valuation because you use the code ShopOn. You have to use that code, but remember, it's only valid for 24 hours.
And here's a customer by the name of Emma to tell us her experience.
Hi there. I recently used Vintage Cash Cow for the first time and I couldn't be happier with the whole process. I sold a bunch of stuff that was just lying around the house. I was not expecting the offer that I got. I couldn't have been more thrilled with what Vintage Cash Cow offered me. The money was in within the day that I accepted it, and I am now looking forward to a trip to Latvia with the money. So thank you so much, Vintage Cash Cow. I'm absolutely thrilled. Dealing with you was absolutely fantastic, flawless, such lovely people, and I look forward to selling more items to you very soon. Thank you. Bye.
So great, isn't it, Emma there? And she's going to do another box, which you could be doing another box.
I think
even
that's
if
what you'll
you've
want
done
to
this
do.
deal before. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, even if you've done the deal before, you'll still get that extra £25 on the valuation of your box as long as you use the code ShopOn. That's the important bit.
Absolutely. Now, you can, of course, get onto the phones. If you are struggling with the phones, because we know they do get really, really busy, if you can hang on, do. But actually, if you can go onto the website, that is the quickest and easiest way to actually get through. So if you are struggling on the phones and you can get onto the website, you can just go straight through to fill in your details. But whatever you do, like Sean said with that code, don't forget to add the code in.
There's where you add the code shopon.vintagecashcow.co.uk, and it literally talks you through what you need to do. No risk whatsoever.
No risk at all, and that code gives you an extra £25. So you'll get free labels. It's a free phone call if you're on the phones. It's free on the website. You'll get free a label to put onto your box to send your valuables in. You know, you'll block all the things out of the box in the loft that you haven't looked at for ages. Then you'll get a free quotation, and then it's up to you whether you take that money. If you think, well, actually, I thought it'd be more, or if you think, oh, I've changed my mind, I want to keep that. They'll actually send the box back for free. Everything's free. You don't spend a penny.
And I love the fact that everything is valued by experts in their field. So if you've got things that you're not sure what it's going to be worth, if it's going to be worth anything, it could be worth a fortune. You never know.
What you need is
put it in your box.
Friend that knows all these things. We've got two friends.
You need an expert
that know these things. They're experts, and you may even recognise them as well. But that's what Vintage Cash Cow is all about, having the experts like yourself. So whatever's sent in, somebody knows.
Yeah.
Right. They don't have to be lots of money always. You know, they can be small items. Medals, of course, are very, very popular, aren't they? Coins, medals.
Coins, medals.
He's an expert on them.
Well, we've got David with us, and we've got Mark with us as well. Mark, that is your expertise, isn't it? You love medals, and always have loved medals, haven't you?
Since I was a young boy, I've been brought up with medals and coins.
Yeah.
Literally everywhere I went, my father took me to all the markets, all the shows, and I just loved them. I love the history behind them. I love talking about them. I like to, you know, when somebody brings in a group of medals and you can tell them something about it when they send them in, and you say, look, did you realise that your grandfather or father was stationed in Malaya? Really? You know, and
so you know that from the medal.
Yes.
Brilliant.
And that's what, even just speaking to you in between the shows and things and before the show, you're so excited about the story of those medals.
Absolutely. With the medals, it's the history. It's for me, it's the history that makes the group of medals. You know, and what's also lovely with the medals, if you look at them, if you've got one or two special medals, which, you know, when I look at them, I know, oh, we've got a lovely medal here. Yeah. It's that first glimpse. You can normally tell straight away, you think, this is going to be really interesting. There's going to be great history behind this. And with that great history, and with a good medal, the price goes up. And that's where the knowledge comes in. And that's how the general public can gain more money with that knowledge that we, you know, impart to our, you know, for the cost that we're going to pay them, you know, for what we're going to pay for them.
And the viewers don't need to know the history. That's part of your expertise.
We're telling them. You know, it's a free service. You know, everything's free.
Yeah.
Tell me where you can go and get that nowadays. I'd love to know.
Absolutely.
Because, you know, as far as I'm aware, there's very few people that, you know, offer this service. It's a fantastic service. Where can you go and put medals, coins, cameras, dolls, anything you want in a box, and somebody's going to value it for you?
And it virtually is as simple as that, and it's all completely free. The quotation will be free. You decide whether you take that quotation if you think, well, yeah, that's great, that'll be money towards Christmas, I could put that towards our holiday.
Yeah.
If you decide you don't want to sell, they'll even return that box completely free of charge as well. You just need to sign up either on the phones or on the website and use that code ShopOn to get the extra £25 on top of the value of the products that you've sent in.
All you've got to provide is the box, and I'm sure you've got a box at home that you can put all of these goodies into and get those valuations that we're talking about. So, two experts with us. We've just spoken to Mark and his background. David, your background again.
Well,
when it comes to
very much into furniture for many years, but
Right.
then 20 years ago I changed because the furniture side went like that.
Yeah.
But I do small items like silver items, I do jewellery, you know, like something like this, if it's silver, but it could be plate, so we can tell you when you send it in to us, you know, it could be an Edwardian one, it could be a Georgian one, the price difference is dramatic. But all that would
You'll know that.
You'll know that, yes.
And even if it wasn't silver and it was silver plate, it'd still be worth something.
Yes, it's still got a value, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, we buy silver plate, we buy silver. In any condition as well. So,
and we were looking at this coin because I think perhaps, you might recognise that.
Yeah, this is a silver coin. It's just short of an ounce. Not particularly a collector's item, but of course it's silver content. So
it's silver content, yeah.
So it's valuable. Yeah.
So the weight of the silver
in its
is
original
the
box. It's got the paperwork with it.
It's got everything there, but you know, some things you have to realise, and this is where our expertise comes in again. What has the value as a collector's piece, as what we call a numismatic piece, or is the price based on its metal content?
Right.
And that's very important.
Metal content.
So this is metal content.
Because there was too many of those made.
That had been mass produced.
That was made for the Jubilee in 1977. the Queen's Jubilee.
Right.
But the actual silver would be worth something.
Yes, indeed.
Silver prices have gone up.
Yes, haven't they?
So because it's all gone up.
Yeah.
This now, its content in silver is worth probably more than the article was as a numismatic piece.
Exactly.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So it's the
And then this
weight
is a
of
little
the
silver
precious metal.
Pill box or snuff box, whatever you want to call it. Pill box, probably.
That's
very
tiny, isn't
collectible
it?
and
But again,
lovely
it's
present it would
silver.
make somebody. You know,
Yes.
wouldn't it? So, but often people have got these things and don't even realise they're silver. If that was in a box, we'd value that quite a lot of money.
So yeah, if you find something like this, whatever you do, don't put it into the bin.
No.
Send it in, honestly, because you won't believe it. Even if it's silver plated, it's still going to be
value, won't it?
something which is
These
fabulous.
were popular in the 70s and 80s, and most of them are gold, but filled inside, so they're not solid gold.
So like
Right.
They've got a value, of course.
Yeah, we buy all of this.
Yeah,
I
we buy
mean, we
these.
have a processor. We go through all of it. We check whether they're gold or not, and then even if they're not, we recycle. We can use them again. Somewhere along the line, this will be probably made into another piece of jewellery.
How great is that? Because nothing's thrown away.
Nothing's thrown away.
Repurposed.
It's recycled, repurposed. The whole object of it is this stuff a lot of it will get thrown away. So it's creating more problems for everybody else, for the generations to come. We're trying to stop all that.
Yeah.
This is now we're trying to say, look, hold on, send this in, and we can do this, this, and this to it, and it's not going to be thrown away.
And it is amazing what you do, because I think we're right that sometimes it can go into theatre productions.
Absolutely.
Or movies and TV sets.
That's right.
Wow.
Absolutely.
I mean, how exciting is that?
That's great.
You could be watching something and think, hang on a minute. I'm
Ray had one of those.
I'm sure I had one of them, and it could have been yours if you sent it to Vintage Cash Cow.
Yeah. On the table, we've got a camera, but this is quite a modern camera.
This one
I
here,
wouldn't have thought of that. We've got a couple of those cameras, haven't we?
Not terribly valuable, but there'll be somebody who want to buy it.
That's right. I mean, there is a market for everything.
Everything.
Everything is based on a price.
I love that.
You know, and if you can get a lot of these, not one, not maybe two, but don't you imagine everybody sending their boxes in, there's going to be a few of these, you put them together, and Vintage Cash Cow has clients for them.
bulk,
They can sell them as not one. People want to buy cameras and things like in more bigger lots because it's easier for them to actually work with them and sell them.
Right.
Nobody's going to buy one camera really like that, you know. But if you've got we call it the power of amalgamation. If we have quite a few come in and we put them together, then we can sell them and recycle them and they're used again, and people collect them. I mean, it's not just England. These things go all over the world. And we have the contacts to send them.
Right, of course.
It's so interesting, isn't it? Is that a brooch there? What's that?
Okay, so this is a brooch. Let's have a little game. How old do you think that is?
Oh, Victorian.
You've got the job.
Hey,
You've got the job.
Good, wasn't it?
So this is a Victorian brooch made around about 1870, 1880. This is turquoise, and just there you can see it, a little rose-cut diamond.
Right in the middle.
Right, can you see that little bit glint?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, a little
Can we show that to the camera?
Sure, please.
I just wanted to get hold of the diamond.
Taking a brooch from me, it's gone.
Oh, you can.
Oh, it's
can
got
you
a
see
little
it?
gleam, yeah.
There it is. It's like a little torch.
Isn't that unusual?
Oh gosh.
The beauty of the cash cow service, of course, there's no fees or no commission.
No, that's the
It's
other
a cash
thing.
offer, and that's what you get.
And
what
so
we offer.
at home, you probably wouldn't even notice that, would you?
If you didn't know.
No.
Yeah, so you might think, oh well, it feels like a bit of costume
Feels like
jewellery.
a bit of
That
costume jewellery.
you could throw that away.
Indeed.
They are. Making this very clear now. A lot of these things are thrown away.
They are.
Don't.
I can assure you.
And that would have a good value, obviously.
It has not just the gold value, it has a little bit of value for its diamond. Also,
It's antique.
some of them we don't have to recycle them. We can sell them as a piece of jewellery.
Right.
Yeah.
It just depends on if it's damaged. Is it a saleable item? So again, it's the experts will look at this and judge each
What should
piece
we do?
on its own merit, deciding of what we do with it. And from that point on, this could have another life, as it is.
Yeah.
And one other thing, turn it over there, and you can see this little bit here. Can you see? This you can put a little bit of hair. Used to be bits of
Do you
hair
know, I
of
was
your
going
loved
to
one.
say, could you put a picture or something?
Picture of hair, predominantly hair.
Good. Yeah.
Right.
That period, it was the hair of the loved one. Like whether you would put it here because it's close to your heart. There you are.
Again, the stories.
Yes.
I'd want your hair close to my heart.
See that?
Not sure about that, but it's a nice idea. That's quite sweet, actually, isn't it?
Isn't it?
It's becoming more beautiful, isn't it?
Isn't it? And that's it, because again, it's got a story. hasn't it?
History. Each piece like this has its own little tale to tell.
Yeah. And
Now, there's a pile of money in the middle there, but is this money that we can use now? Because that's all looking sort of
Well, I think you could actually.
odd ones, perhaps.
Odd ones you can.
there's dollar bills.
But you'd still
is that an
take
old
those and they'd
pound?
still have a worth.
Yeah, of course.
Look at that.
Oh gosh, look at a £1 note.
Wow.
Now that is a rarity nowadays, isn't
Yeah.
it? The cash.
Absolutely. Yeah, just cash full stop, absolutely.
Any currency, you could put all
Any
that
currency
together.
from anywhere in the world,
Yep.
put it together, and it's incredibly difficult with the older currency to do anything
Yeah.
with. But cash cow, put it in the box, you'll get a price.
Awfully, you probably put it in the bin. I bet you've probably put some in the bin.
No,
That
don't say
country
that word.
doesn't take. They've got euros now. I'll put it. Don't put it in the bin. Send it to Vintage Cash Cow.
Make it part of the
And
box.
I bet there's nowhere else that does
I don't
such
know
a variety. I mean,
I
you're
don't know anywhere.
no,
It's the best service
and you've
I've
been
ever
in
had.
this sort
I
of
have,
industry
yeah.
for years.
I mean, you go to auction, you charge the commission, not you. And most services charge a commission.
Oh, they all could charge you commission.
Cash
That's how
cow
they earn
is-
their money.
There's no commission, no fees.
And it's across the board. It's things that you don't think is going to be worth anything.
That's right.
But then the things that you value as well,
Correct.
that's going to be part of your valuation. That's the great thing.
Yeah,
isn't it?
fill your box, honestly.
Yeah.
Fill your box with
Old
items
pens.
that you've got at home. Yes,
Yep.
old nice writing
Fountain
pens
pens,
and
things
yeah.
like
All those
Insured
things.
as well, the box up to £1,000. The boxes are insured. You've got no risk, no obligation
Everything's
to
free.
take the quote. are
That's
there?
right.
There's no cost to you at all. If you're watching now thinking, I've got one of those watches. Yeah, oh gosh, yeah, I've got a pocket watch. Yeah, I've got some clocks. Yeah, I've got some brooch. I don't know if it's worth anything. I've got some costume jewellery. Honestly, put it into that box and get it sent off. All you need to do is register either on the phones or the website and use the code. Now, if you don't use the code, you'll still get the value of the box, but if you use the code, you'll get an extra £25 on top of the value of your box. That's our exclusive deal, and I know we will be really busy. If you're struggling on the phones, please do get onto the website.
Easiest way is the website, so vintagecashcow.co.uk. As Hayley said, if you are struggling, you can see just some of the ideas. If it's fine jewellery, gemstone jewellery, also put it into your box as part of your collection and see the value of everything combined together. This is why it's such a unique service, isn't it?
Yeah, well, you do see and you hear some people will take gold, or you'll see shops where you can take gold, but this is such a mixture of, if you are wanting to declutter a little, this really is giving you that opportunity. But the thing I love is nothing gets thrown away.
No.
Sometimes I want to declutter, but I hate the thought of actually putting it into the bin or throwing it away, or even giving it away and not sure if anyone would, you know, if it looks a bit worn, will they want
Will
I don't
anyone
know.
want it?
So whereas this, pop it into that box and it could make money for you that you could spend on Christmas, you could spend on, I don't know, do you need a new phone?
Could be a night out,
something.
Could be a weekend away, obviously,
dinner,
depending on what you get.
tea.
The process is so simple as well. All you've got to do is box it first of all. What you're going to do is carefully pack your unwanted valuables into a box. That's the only thing you have to provide is the box itself, isn't it?
Yeah, and I bet you've got a box. You've probably got a roof full of boxes, and so one of the ones you empty, you can just refill that and send that box off, and you'll put the free label sticker that you've sent for on top of that. So that's completely free. Take it to the post office if you wish, but if you think, well, actually it's a bit heavy for me, because you can fill it up to 30 kilograms in weight, and you think, well, actually I'll struggle that, they'll actually come and collect it from your house, which I think is incredible.
And if you've got more than one box, you can then get additional labels to send more than one box, which is also great as part of the service. Send it away and then see what with that quote that Vintage Cash Cow will give. Exclusive code ShopOn, you will get an additional £25 on the value of the box.
And honestly, look at the 5-star reviews. Trustpilot, over 17,500 reviews. Absolutely love Vintage Cash Cow, and they get so many new customers.
30,000 new customers
every month.
A month. Isn't that spectacular?
And started in a garage originally, but the demand's so high. They've given over the years, and it's not been that many years, over £40 million away.
Paid out since 2018. That's why it's such a great service.
Could you imagine that phone call?
All right, for now, we'd say a huge thank you to Mark and to David.
Thank you so much.
Two of our fabulous experts.
I love this brooch.
David's going to be back a little.
I think that's going missing.
I think it is. I think you're right. It's all about those Trustpilot reviews that we talked about, but it's also about what the customers have to say.
Hi, my name's Jenny. I come from Bristol. I like using Vintage Cash Cow because it's so easy. It's really so easy. You just pop the stuff in a box and send it away. I'm already on box 3. I'm going to spend the money on, well, I'm going to save the money. I'm popping it all in a little pot and saving up for a holiday. It's really great fun. It's a brilliant way of spring cleaning to get rid of your stuff you don't want. Have fun. Bye.
So many stories like Jenny. I know you put a box together and suddenly you've got money for things that she didn't want. So it's great. It's a win-win situation.
And it's such a variety of things that you can put in there. You can put in your jewellery and your gold and your silver and your diamonds.
Costume jewellery.
Costume jewellery as well.
Medals. There's also currency. Clocks. We put in 2 clocks.
Yeah.
Antique and vintage collectibles and things. Brass. Mum's got loads of brass.
All you've got to do is box it, send it and sell it. Everything is free, and that's why it's no risk. Box it, send it, sell it. It's as simple as that. And as with us here at ShopOnTV, use that code ShopOn, you'll get that bonus £25 now on your value of your box.
I know the phones will probably be busy. If they are, do feel free to jump on the website. It's the easiest way to actually get in contact. You just need to register. It's going to cost you absolutely nothing. You just fill in your name, your details, but use the code, and that code is ShopOn, because that'll give you an extra £25. You could always sign up and they'll give you a valuation for your box, which is great, but you'll get another £25 on top because you've used that code, and that's exclusive with us here on ShopOnTV.
But it's time limited, 24 hours.
So it'll be less than 24 hours now, because we're heading towards midnight tonight. So make sure you do it now. You have got through the day, but do it now and then you won't forget.
vintagecashcow.co.uk. But we're going to I say where. Anthony is going to value some items that have come in boxes, aren't you? Giving us an idea of value.
Yeah,
here.
of course. I mean, the varied, just how different the stuff is all the time. You just never know what's going to come. So on here we've got a few little items, and if you looked at them individually, you might not think any of them had any value, or you know, it'd be impossible. You might look at them in your home and think they're worth 20 quid. You might look at this and think, oh, it might be worth a 10. You just have no idea. That's why you've got to get them in the box. But what I can tell you, these here are, you know, late Victorian era, 1880, 1890.
With the spoons.
Yeah, they're a pair of spoons, nice big servers, beautiful twist handles on them, something like that. Now, they do come in silver plate, and they're only worth 10 or 15, but they're actually silver, and they're going to be, you know, 100, 120 pounds.
Oh, gosh.
So the big difference, you know, between silver and silver plate, but they are, you know, you've just got to get, they're still in the original fitted box, which is wonderful. They've lasted.
That's amazing.
You know, if you consider those, they're 120, they're 140, they're 140, nearly 150 years old.
If they could tell us stories.
Exactly, where have they been?
Can you imagine? That's it. Where have you been?
That's the great thing. You know, these have been around for all that time, and then they're going to get resold, and somebody else is going to get pleasure out of
they're going to get a new life,
for
aren't
another
they?
100 years.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they're not going to get melted or broken down.
I mean, they look perfect.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
How amazing
the
is that?
finish as well,
yes.
the detail on there.
Just, I mean, that they were making these things in 1880, you'd look and think, well, were they? How did they make this?
Yeah.
You know, but we were part of the Industrial Revolution, you know, the inception of it here in this country. And when you look at what actually happened, Sheffield was the home of silver plate and famous for it, and all these wonderful silversmiths and plate makers. There's some wonderful things that were made there, all this beautiful etching on here and all the designs on it. So they were very talented people back then, and you think to yourself, well, how could they have done it then? But, you know, really good. And
it's craftsmanship.
But we buy things, you know, even from earlier than that. I can buy these, we can have these from 1750, you know, Georgian.
God.
And they're still beautiful and ornate and decorated so well, and it's
got a value.
And got a great value.
Yeah.
You know, just because they're
and they might be the kind of things that you've kept in a drawer, never used for years.
Been given, been inherited. I mean, like our service, you know, decluttering, downsizing. Unfortunately, you know, they like divorce, or there's been a death and somebody's left something,
or just passed down,
in the family, and they're the types of events that encourage people to want to sell these kinds of things.
And I think it's nice. I think it's peace of mind if you think, well, that's going to go on to somebody else. It doesn't fit into my life, but it's actually going to go on into somebody else's life.
Again.
Now, where are we going next?
Yeah,
I mean, this is quite interesting. This here, would you know what that is?
Well, I looked at it originally. It looked a bit like a sewing machine from a distance, but it is. It's scales.
Oh,
isn't
is it?
Yeah. It's a post office scales.
Computing balance.
Yeah. So these here, I mean, they're not hugely valuable, but you know, this is from the 30s, 40s. This is a set of scales here that have been used in a post office to weigh things.
Right.
Set of Avery scales. But if you sold those today, they're gonna sell for 30 or 40 pounds.
Can you see the detail on that?
And somebody would buy that for decoration in the home, or
they would now.
Absolutely.
That's quite a trendy piece, isn't it?
You know,
or in those pubs you go into with all those vintage kind of
and all the bits and pieces put around. So, you know, wonderful thing. And then, you know, I look at all of these things and I sometimes wonder, well, who'd want it as a bit of debt? But there's always people looking for these oddities.
What sort of year would that be?
That's 1930s, 1940s, 50s. It's a little bit later than that, maybe 50s. This has been.
I mean, someone might have worked with something like that. I thought, well, actually, I'd love that in my house.
They're just in homes everywhere. You see little sets with pans on the side, little balancing ones, and little platforms for the weighing things as well. There's just so many of these that are around, and they can be reused. But somebody might look at that and think, oh, it's no bloody use. I'm going to throw it away. Don't throw it away.
See the values.
Yeah, Anthony wants it.
Yeah, I want it. Well, I want all of it, mate. I'd take it all home. My house would be full of it, but I'm not allowed to do that anymore. I've been barred.
Now we've got a camera here as well.
That looks fantastic.
This one here is a Rolleiflex. This is like what they call a medium format camera. This one here. And see. This one's a lovely thing. Now, what you've got to be careful of with these, if the lenses sometimes aren't the greatest on, so if they're not, it'll be used for decoration.
Okay.
And this particular one here, if it's working, it's going to sell for more money. So it either got a use as decoration, or it's got a use for somebody to actually use it again, because people have started working with these kinds of things again. So, you know, it's a wonderful kind of, you know, they're a fantastic thing. Somebody wants it either for using it or for somebody's going to use it for decoration in the home. And
So would you look down there to see the picture?
Be careful, you never know what's going to come out. Yeah, you look
You
down
might
there
fall
to see
in,
the
careful.
lens out here. So, you know, great thing, you know, 40s, 50s piece. And,
love it.
You know, great. And there's millions of them being made. But, you know, nobody's going to use that camera anymore.
No.
They're just not. They're either going to take the picture, like I said before, on the phone, or they're going to buy one of the newest digital little cameras, because they're all coming back as a little bit of a fad now. People are all starting to move away from the telephones and using the old little digital cameras. They've started doing that again. But all of those sell as well. So it doesn't necessarily have to be old. You can buy something that's 20 or 30 years old as
And
well.
camera-wise, if that was working, what would be the values?
150 to 200 pounds.
Okay.
And if it's not, it's still 40 or 50 pounds for a bit of decoration. So,
Yeah.
you know, you've got to get it in and get it in there.
And if you're wondering, thinking, oh, I've got a camera, I wonder, go onto the internet, go onto the website, vintagecow.co.uk, and just have a little look on the cameras, and it'll give you a real sort of array of the different cameras that they will take. And that's so great. You've got it all there on the website. But remember, if you are ringing on the phones, you will get a little booklet which will explain everything as well.
Vintagecashcow.co.uk, and when you go through to there, well, first of all, it tells you how to apply for your pack. It's all free, remember. It literally talks you through on how it works, and then you can scroll down, and this area I think is invaluable. Items we buy and items we don't buy. We've gone into cameras. There's an expert. There's experts in all these different fields, remember, and you can see all the different brands of camera, whether it's more modern cameras, whether it's those box cameras that we looked at, even lenses. That's why this guide, it really is invaluable for you on how to fill your box and how to boost your box to get the most out of it.
Absolutely, and put as much as you can into that box. If in doubt, pop it in, you know, but it's all there to follow. Bits of cameras, bits of watches, broken clocks, it doesn't matter. Costume jewellery as well as gold and silver. Perhaps you don't even know if it's silver and it's a candelabra. Pop it in, it might be silver plated, it'll still be worth something. Vintage toys and the vintage little cars and things, if they're in a box.
And to the other extreme, your fine jewellery, your gold, your silver, your diamonds.
Foreign notes.
You can put it all
coins.
in one box. And it's insured
Honestly,
up to £1,000.
it's never ending what you can pop in. So do check it all out on the website. But remember, you will get a little book, and they're so helpful as well on the phones. If you need any help, they're there to help you. And of course, they are on the phones still right now. So do jump on the phones, or the website's probably the easiest way because they do get really busy. But we've got a box to open, which is really exciting. And this could be your box.
Well, that's the beauty.
That's it.
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
A good game show. What's in the box? But this is the thing where everybody at VCC, with us at Vintage, everybody's excited about the things in the next box. So we've done one. What's in this one? What's in this? And it is wonderful. I mean, like this one here. It's got. I mean, you'd open it first. What's that? A pet cat? Something meow? Something. Fantastic.
He doesn't meow. He's
fabulous.
A bear.
I don't know. He's a bear. Sorry.
It's a she.
Sorry.
I'm not sure.
So it doesn't meow anyway.
Yeah, there's no meowing here.
It's been a long evening. It's been a long evening. So it's it is interesting. So inside here, I'm just going to pull everything out, and then I'll just go through it a little bit. Don't be touching.
Another camera.
No,
you want to though, don't you? I'm like, oh, I want to open that.
That's the great thing, isn't it?
Box.
Oh yeah, I can see in here.
There's all sorts in here.
Little bits and pieces.
And remember, you can
like
put
Mary
things like foreign currency in there as part of a box when you're building your box together.
So, like, if somebody had have sent that on its own, the penny, it'd have been pointless. You know, don't put that in a box. Don't put one thing in. It's, you know, ridiculous. But in here, I can already see that there's quite a few sets, and everybody's got these at home.
Collectible coins.
Yeah, we were on about these, weren't we? Because I've got a lot of coins and stamps.
Oh, wow. Stamps, coins. I mean, we don't do stamps at the moment because we don't have a stamp expert on site.
But you never know when.
But we do buy certain stamps, but we won't buy the really expensive. We see anything and we're not sure, we'll just send it back to them because they need a real professional advice. But with coins, we've got somebody there.
I've got loads of coins like that.
But these are all commemorative sets of coins, and everybody collected these in the 70s. Look, 1970 this is from.
We do.
So this is the first decimalisation set. Look at that.
Oh,
beautiful.
that's nice.
Let's just grab that.
Isn't that wonderful?
Would that be worth anything?
Look at this.
Because they made millions. You see, it was rarity in this business. They made millions of them. They've still got a value.
I bet someone would still want it, wouldn't they?
Well, they would, and it's perception with these, because if you looked at that and you had it in your home, you'd look and go, 1970? My God, it's 55 years old. It must be worth a load of money. But it's just not.
No.
But it does with another one. That's 1971, look.
How funny.
So this is the next year on.
There's more.
Then there's another one here. I don't know what the year this is
that one?
from, but this will have another year in it. Let's have a little peep here.
Oh, that's a posh one.
This is much later, this one. This is 1998. But these were all sets that were done.
Gosh.
And everybody has got these in the home. There's just so many of them. That one's worth 10 to 15. These here are worth maybe a £5 or something. They're not worth a lot of money.
They're still going to add up, though.
They're still going to add up over a period of time. So they are worth putting in your box.
Into the box.
But this one here, what I can see that looks like should be quite valuable. There's a little gold ring in there. You know, that could be 40 or 50 pounds. Not hugely expensive, but it's worth getting in the box if it's gold. But we buy them in gold-plated ones as well. So, you know, they can be a bit cheaper in them. And then this, I'm excited to look at this myself, because, I mean, I know what the value of the box is, but this is but I think it's a bit modern, this one. This is a watch.
What's in there? What's in there?
Exactly, it's great, isn't it? This one, it is a bit of a modern one. But I can see why we paid what we did for the box now. But this box of items here, this is a nice lady's watch, a Baume & Mercier
Let's grab it and show everyone.
But that one's not very old. That is from probably 2005, 2006, somewhere around about that particular time. I can probably tell you that inside here it might even
There's some literature in there.
Yeah, here, look, let's have a look. Let's see how close, how far away I am. 2000.
So year 2000.
From the year 2000. Now that would have been extremely expensive when it was bought. That might have been £600 or £700.
Right.
But today it's probably worth 100, 150. They don't hold. They're not a fortune.
No,
but if that had been from the 70s, it would have been a huge value. So, you know, it's just.
This is just giving everyone the
isn't it?
idea.
That's it. Yeah.
That's exactly it.
Because you don't know, but the great thing is your team do know.
Exactly, yeah. And then like, this here's a Canon. This is a digital camera. People don't use them anymore, but we've got a marketplace for them, and we can send them.
Now we've got to get to Nick, because Nick needs to explain the process
how easy
for us.
it is and what you need to do, and it is so simple. Don't go anywhere though. We've got more coming up.
So much more coming up in just a couple of moments. So don't go anywhere. Remember, go to the website vintagecashcow.co.uk. Use that code and get an extra £25. Here's Nick to tell us more.
Hi, my name's Nick Mellors. I'm antique specialist at Vintage Cash Cow. Today I'm going to show you how easy it is to make some money selling your old valuables using the Vintage Cash Cow website. So, how does it work? Step 1, go to the website and sign up for your free postage pack. Step 2, fill any box with any items you want to send. Step 3, post your box or arrange to have it collected. Step 4, receive your offer within just 3 days. Step 5, accept the offer and have the money in your bank the same day, or decline the offer and have the items posted back to you free of charge.
And it really is as easy as that. All you need to do, get yourself a box, fill that box with items from your home that perhaps you haven't looked at for years, probably in a box in the attic or under your dressing table or in a drawer somewhere.
It could be in the attic or in the shed. It could be that box that you haven't opened for years, like you were saying. And there could be something valuable in there. Well, Vintage Cash Cow will make you an offer, but exclusively with us here, you'll get an extra £25 on that offer as long as you use the code shop on, whether it's on the website or whether it's on the phone. It is as simple as this. You can call the free phone number. Everything's free, remember, 0800 246 5508. You can go to the website vintagecashcow.co.uk, and then you can apply for that free selling pack. It's free postage. You'll get your labels. You'll get a selling guide that guides you through what you should put in that box.
It's honestly so simple. You've got nothing to lose because everything's free. They'll value it free. They'll phone you and give you what they think it's worth, and then you can decide whether you're going to take the quote or not. And if you decide it's not right, they'll even send the box back for free. But don't forget, they'll give you the value on your box, and then they'll add another £25 on, but you must use the code. And it's really easy. Jump on the phones, but on the website, vintagecashcow.co.uk, you can go down, it shows you how it works, and then if you click there at the bottom, that'll take you through to sign up. Really simple there to sign up as well. And remember, it gives you an idea of what you can and can't put in your actual box, but actually the booklet that comes does exactly that. Then there's your little form.
It's
nice
so
and
straightforward,
easy.
isn't
The only
it?
thing you must remember is to put the code in, and you need to click just there. There you go. Do you have a coupon code? Yes, you do. Pop it in there. Shop on, and that's your extra £25, and there's a friend refill. Honestly, it's amazing.
And even if you've done the deal with us before, on our first show, over 1,000 people signed up. But you
I
can
was
do
one
it
of those.
again.
Well, my mum was.
You can do it again.
And we'll do another box this time. And there's so much variety that you can put into your boxes. It's not just gold and silver. It can be costume jewellery. It can be watches, broken watches. It can be cameras. It can be the old phones, the dial phones. Honestly, you'll be blown away of what you can put into your box. And then I think you'll be so surprised that actually it was worth something.
And the guide's brilliant. It talks you through, and the team will advise you what to put in the box as well. And we're not alone. Joining us once again is Anthony. Anthony, let people know you're one of the founders, aren't you?
Yeah, I am, for all it.
Where it all began.
And have you always been involved in something like this?
For a long time. My family, my great grandparents were involved. They had an antique shop in Whitley Bay in the 30s. So,
Fabulous.
it's come down the generations, but it's a different business now. It's not the same business.
Of course,
It's completely different. There's high-end product, there's mid-range, we kind of look at every single item, so we're a little bit different, and there's just not a service the same way that can offer the level of hand-holding from beginning to end that we offer, and that's what it's all about. It's all been developed around taking people through the journey, helping them all the way, and if at the end of that journey they decide they don't want to sell the box, like I've told you, they just take the items back. They can always try to sell them somewhere else, when we've had people do that and then they send the box back in again. We've decided we're going to let you have it now. So it's one of those things. It's a fantastic service that has developed out of something we couldn't have dreamed it would be like this when we started.
Haven't you handed over now over £40 million to customers?
Crazy, isn't it? Say it again.
40 million pounds to customers. And how long have you been going?
Since 2018.
I mean, that's incredible.
Spectacular, isn't it?
I mean, it's just, and you consider that COVID was in the middle of it, so that was downtime. So it's not really that long a time, and it's growing all of the time. There's always something,
So when you first started, how many boxes when you very first started would
the first day we got 7 delivered, 7 boxes. It's
excellent. And then what is it now?
Close to 1,000 every day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, throughout the show, we're going to meet some of the experts who do the valuations.
I want to look in a box.
We are going to look in a box.
Yes,
We're going to open a box and see the kind of things that people send in. But we've got a variety in front of us of some of the items, because when we look at services similar, they're not even similar to this. They usually specify it's just gold.
Yeah,
it's
specific.
just this. Yeah,
you're very specific. I mean, you can always go sell a watch, and you can always sell some gold jewellery or something like that. But the benefit of our service, we allow you to have a jolly old good declutter.
Yeah.
It's absolutely fantastic. You can get everything out there. There's no gobbledygook. It's just clear, ordinary. It makes sense to actually get this thing done. And if you have anything in your home and you're not sure about it and you're unsure how to sell it or what to do with it, there's never been a better service. Yeah. This is the only way to do it in bulk. That is it. Obviously, you can go to an auction house. There's always options. There's always other ways. But you will find if you go to an auction house, by the time you've done it, the commission, the fees, The ways of doing it now are quite clunky and onerous. You've got eBay, you've got to box it, post it, send it all individually. You've got to look at, and
that's
then
a job in itself, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. That is a job. Go to an auction house, you've got to do it this way, or however you choose to do it. This way, it's one-stop shop, handheld, beginning to end, and we get everybody through the process as quickly as we possibly can, and then the money's in your bank account directly.
And that's the exciting thing on the day.
Yeah.
Because we did do another box from Mum, and you rang, gave us the quote. We're like, oh my goodness, yes, please. We got £78, which was brilliant. And you said, do you want it? You can. We put it in your account right now. My mum still likes a cheque. So you sent her a cheque, which is lovely.
Yeah.
So we've got that cheque to go, and we'll go and put that in the bank. And she'll use that for something, which is really nice.
Yeah.
Well, look, some people go on holidays. Some people are happy to go for an afternoon tea somewhere.
Yeah.
It's not all about it being super value. It's about taking things that you've not thought about for many, many years. They're sitting in cupboards and drawers and boxes and sheds, and they're all over the place. They're in the garage, the attic, the wardrobe. Get them out, do something with them, get some money for them. Spend it on your home, spend it on a piece. Sometimes people say, well, I don't really want to sell that because it's sentimental. And we understand that. So somebody's got something that's quite sentimental. What we get a lot of people saying now is, well, you know what? It's been sat in a drawer for 20 years. I don't wear it. So I'll buy something with the money.
Yeah.
And I'll wear that. So, it kind of brings it back to life again for them. It's, it's a fantastic opportunity.
And it's really straightforward and really easy to do. That's the great thing. And the process, dead simple, dead straightforward. But just look at some of the variety of items that you can put into that box. Your box can weigh up to 30 kilos.
Which is brilliant.
Yeah.
That's heavier than my luggage.
But
Nothing's usually heavier than my luggage.
No, it's not. You're right.
And if it's too heavy for you to take to the post office, they'll even come and collect it. I actually got a text, said, if you want to send your box in, you need to send it in, as soon as possible. If you can't get it to the post office, we'll come and collect it. And I could just arrange to have it collected.
Service is brilliant.
I did take it to the post office because I could, and I found it quite exciting. I was posting off our box, and then very quickly we got the actual prices, what was in the box, and they gave me an idea of where that value had come from. They were, you did have some precious metal in there because we sent some brass as well, and bits that Mum drove a potty cleaning. But we sent a lot that had just sat in a box upstairs doing nothing for donkey's years, honestly. And it made money.
You made it into money, isn't it great? It's so straightforward, so easy to do, and that exclusive means you will get that extra £25 with us here at ShopOnTV. Just use the code SHOPON and you'll get that additional £25, whatever the value is.
And remember, if you're thinking, I wonder what I can put in, you can check it all out on the website, but actually the book that comes with it is really helpful, because I think a lot of people will be blown away with how many different things they can put in.
Well, you can just see by the variety of stuff, and we haven't got everything here because everybody's got different stuff. There's just everything in there that you can possibly imagine.
I mean, it says here 6,000 clocks, 18,000 cameras, 9 tons of jewellery. Wow, 140,000 watches.
Those figures are up to 22. So
it'll be even more.
Yeah, it's tons and tons.
And you don't throw anything away.
No, nothing at all. And I think a lot of this stuff, I'm not saying everybody would throw everything away, but when things are broken or damaged or something like that, people are inclined to throw them away. Now, there's no throwing away.
No.
They've got a good reason, put everything in the box, get it in. And there's a great reason now, like you said, with the £25, and not only that, get it in before Christmas, bit of money to spend on presents, bit of money to spend on something.
And you've decluttered a bit before the visitors come for Christmas. The house is a little bit tidier, which is great. There's room for another guest.
Yes.
And you've got extra money perhaps to buy some Christmas presents.
Everybody needs a little bit for something.
Panto.
Yeah, anything. Panto. Oh no, you didn't.
Oh yes, I did.
It's kind of, it's wonderful that people have the opportunity to be able to make something out of something that's in the home. And it is so simple. It's exactly that. Take a little look, and if you've got watches, jewelry, costume jewelry, which blew me away, because you always think, oh, it'll have to be precious, but no,
put your costume jewellery in. You never know what they might find.
There might be something among
We
your
opened a
costume
box
jewellery.
earlier actually with the costume jewellery in, and there was some gold in there, wasn't there?
But somebody didn't know, so then they, you know, they finished up with a nice payday.
It does get mixed up, jewellery, doesn't it? We will open another box a little bit later. That's really exciting. If you're nosy like me, love to look in those boxes.
I
and see
can't
what's
wait.
there.
We're actually going to go and visit Anthony and visit Vintage Cash Cow and actually see the process, because it must be so exciting when you open a box and there's all those different things in. And honestly, wrap it all up. We wrapped it all up in newspaper to protect it. Posted it off, and don't forget, if you do it right now, you'll get the extra £25, but you do need to use the code. Best ways to do it: team on the phone, they're there right now up until 3:30 this morning, and then they'll be back at 9 until 6. However, vintagecashcow.co.uk is really simple to go onto the website. But what you must remember, do it now, because everything's free.
Yeah, last time we did this show, over 1,000 people signed up. Way in excess of 1,000 people, actually. And I think it's heading the same way right now. So please do that offer right now. As Hayley said, easiest way is the website, but the phone number's a free phone number, and the team are there right through till 3:30.
Free phone number, it's free on the website. You'll get free labels to put on your box. The only thing you have to do is provide the box, fill that box with whatever goodies you can find at home. The booklet will explain what you can and can't put in. You'll get a free valuation on that box. You decide whether to take it or not. If you don't take it, they'll send your things back for free. So you don't actually spend a penny.
You box it, you send it, and you sell it. It is as simple as that. Carefully pack your unwanted valuables into that box. Send the box. It's free, it's safe, and it's insured. Up to 30 kilos. If you want to do more than one box, you can get more labels, and then you sell it. You get your fair, no obligation offer in 3 days, and if you're happy with it, you can take that obligation, and it'll have an extra £25 on that quote. Remember, as long as you use the code.
Only for 24 hours, only up until midnight, but do it now, otherwise you might forget. It'll be tomorrow next week before you know it, won't it? Be Christmas before you know it. And you think, why didn't I do that box and get that extra £25 that I saw on ShopOnTV? So do it now. Now, the other nice thing is, and we've got Vicky with us to talk us around this, is we really do get some, relief from decluttering, don't we?
Definitely. It's very cathartic. It can relieve a lot of stress. Great for your well-being.
And it's your business now, isn't it? But you started quite a long time ago.
Yeah, started 14, 15 years ago, when there weren't that many professional organisers around, and you'd got a few funny looks saying, sorry, you do what? What do you
Love it.
What do you do? And it's gone from strength to strength to strength, and we are so busy every single day now.
It's quite incredible, isn't it? And if you're thinking, well, actually, I do want to declutter, I do want to tidy up, why throw it away? Or try and sell it in different places, or perhaps you've tried to do car boots in the past, or tabletops and things.
But you don't know what anything's worth, do you?
You put a sticker on the bottom, and then they only ever want to give you 25p for it. I remember when we did a car boot, everything was 25p. Like, that's not going to do any good for me at all. I've stood here for hours. You send the box in, and they give you a valuation. You accept it or you don't. How great is that? And you'll get an extra 25 pounds on your box if you use that code ShopOn.
And the other great thing with you, Vicky, is that you're now the brand ambassador when it comes to Vintage Cash Cow. You work really closely with them, don't you?
I really do, and so proud to be, because I've been speaking to Anthony now since sort of the first couple of months, that they started the business. So it's really in my heart, and also there's such a big there's nothing to lose here.
No.
There's nothing to lose for all of my clients.
It must be great to tell your clients, if you put this into a box and send it off, that could be worse.
Don't throw it away.
No, it goes hand in hand, doesn't it?
It does.
Really?
It's the perfect sort of team up. It really, really is. And they cannot believe the things that they can send off rather. And in fact, sometimes they'll question me, costume jewellery. Do you mean real jewellery? No, like costume jewellery. Yeah. Are you sure? And it's like, yeah, 15 years sure. Absolutely sure. They love it. And it's lovely knowing where it's going and that they could get something back for it then. It's lovely knowing that they could get it back if they don't like the offer they get.
Yeah.
It's a win-win.
That's great peace of mind, isn't it? If you get offered a certain amount and you think, that's not what I wanted, you can then get it back free of charge as well.
And if anyone's thinking of decluttering themselves.
Yes.
What's the best way to do it, or to, you know, or to start,
to get started,
or to choose the things? What do you say to your clients when you go in?
The best way, I mean, when we're going into clients, it's different because, you know, you've got this little team and we're going in and we're firing through as much as possible for the clients, you know, to get through the rooms, the areas, the cupboards. But if you're doing it if you're doing it yourself at home, then it's more a case of sort of don't bite off. What's that saying?
Too much.
Yeah.
What is it?
Don't bite off more than you can chew.
That's it.
I always do sayings. Don't ask me.
That's Kaylee about sayings.
So it's a case of, you know, if you've got 20 minutes, half an hour spare, if you're on the phone to someone, be emptying an area out, be going through it there.
So it could just be a drawer.
A drawer, a shelf, a small cupboard, anything small.
And that's really satisfying, because when that drawer shuts, and you're like, oh my goodness, that hasn't shut for years. That's always sort of a little bit open. That's the first relief. And you think, I could do another drawer, actually.
You could, because you haven't overwhelmed yourself by pulling out the contents of an entire room. Imagine that. People don't realise how long it takes. So it's good to do it in another same bite-sized chunks.
Yeah, that's
good to do it like
Perhaps
that.
choose a room, but then do a cupboard at a time or a drawer at a time. When you've got a minute, like you say, when you're on the phone, we like to multitask.
Absolutely, and it's not really a case of, you know, asking yourself sort of, when is the last time you used it? It's sort of about using your gut feeling. Like, can I live without this item? Do I really need it in my life? Or would I prefer some money coming back to do something nice with, buy something nice with, put towards Christmas, like you guys say? You know, there's so many positive things that come from the process.
And the great thing is, it honestly doesn't cost us anything, does it, to do that?
Zero.
It's a win-win, isn't it?
It is a win-win. Go onto the website. You know, you get your pack through. You get a box. You find a box. You've got
That's
box
the
lying
only thing
around.
we provide, isn't it? You have to provide yourself as a box.
And most people just have a box lying around. Any box that's sturdy enough, and then you put as much as possible in there that you can live without, knowing that you'll get an offer on the phone, and that you can say yes or you can say no.
And they'll even return it free of charge if you say no, if you decide you can't get rid of those things, or it wasn't the money you thought it was going to be. But I think the majority of people will be quite blown away with how much money, what they thought was perhaps worthless, that it actually
and that's the
is
thing.
worth
We're
something.
not the experts. We could look at something and be like, well, I'm sure this is worth a fortune, and look at something else and thinking, well, I'll put that in just in case. It could be totally
the other way around.
It has been for me. Yet you just really have no idea, and that's why sending it to experts, trustworthy experts.
And they have got so many experts, haven't they, Vicky?
I mean,
you've been. We're going to go, but you go obviously, and it must be fabulous.
I'm so into this, you know, as a whole. But seeing it in person was just another
We need to all go together.
Please,
that's what we should do.
Yes,
that's what we.
That's exactly what we need. We need to take
I'm going to get in a box,
post ourselves,
throw things out. I'm like, look what I've found.
and it just the zones of experts are just mind-blowing. I had no idea what I was walking into, but you know, there's a zone of with an expert camera section. There's the expert watches, costume jewellery, silver, things that have been sent in from the walk. Like every single subject and category has this expert zone. It's fascinating, amazing to watch.
And I don't real think experts will give you the proper valuation for everything.
You know, send in one box of a mixture of loads of different. Where else would you get all that expertise?
No, and we're time poor. That's what we've all got in common. We are all time poor. We don't have time to book 6 different appointments for 6 different categories of things, go into them, follow up. So no one has that time, and that's why done.
That's it.
Done.
Pack up that box, send it off, and see what they say, which is just fantastic. But don't forget, you will get an extra £25 if you use that code SHOPON when you're actually registering. So that's really important, whether you're on the phones or whether you're on the website.
Yeah, there's a promo code area on the website. And when it comes to what you can send and what you can't send, there's a guide for that as well. It comes in your booklet that'll be delivered with your your postage labels, but it's also on the website.
And this is nice because you can click into certain categories and then it will give you even more detail. So if you're ever in doubt, you can actually see. We sent 2 clocks in, actually.
Yeah, they don't have to be working, like Anthony was saying.
Yeah.
It'll give you descriptions in detail of everything there, and then it'll also give you the advice on what they don't buy, what they don't want you to put
And that's
into the
obviously real
boxes.
breakable things, mobile phones, clothes, books.
Yeah. The advice is all there. That's the great thing on the website, and it's also in the booklet that you will get.
And they do take writing instruments, but they don't take plastic pens.
Yes.
But it's all there for you to see.
VintageCashCow.co.uk. Make sure you use that code ShopOn, and you'll get the extra £25 on your quotation. That's the bonus, isn't it?
It really is. And if you're in doubt, have a look on Trustpilot, because there's over 17,500 reviews, which is incredible. And here's just one, a superb encounter. I like it.
Caroline says just that. From the first point of contact through to valuation, offer and payment, the experience was efficient, quick and professional. Would I use Vintage Cash Cow again? In a heartbeat. Thank you for the excellent service. That one's from Caroline. This one's from Anne. Amazing, 5 stars. Such a surprise to have a value of £177 for the items. I needed to move on as I downsized. I can't even remember what these items were, as they've been in the cupboard for years. I heartily recommend Vintage Cash Cow, and thank you, Callum, for your helpful conversation today. 5 stars all round.
And the team are fabulous, and they really do hold your hand. They make it really easy. They give you advice, and remember, you can always change your mind. You can't lose today just sending for the labels. Can't lose putting a box together and sending it. Can't lose with the quotation, because if you change your mind, they'll just send the box back to you. But the fact is, just like we read there, things you've probably not looked at for years,
and I think
has actually made you money.
That's exactly the thing.
And there's so many things. You might be looking forward to a holiday or saving for a holiday, put it towards that. Perhaps you need a new phone. Christmas is on its way. That's why do it now, definitely, and get that extra £25. Could be helping you with Christmas presents.
Do it now. Now is the time to get ahead and get the offer.
Buy some new shoes. Buy a new dress.
There's so many things you could buy, Hayley. So many things.
I've got space now. I need to fill that space.
Anthony and
Vicky.
That's not how it works, Hayley.
Vicky is a professional organiser, a declutterer, and she's like, no, that's not what you do.
That's not the right thing.
But it's sort of, I've decluttered. And I clutter back up to declutter.
If it makes you happy.
Yeah, do you know, absolutely. Do you know what? Absolutely. If you get rid of some items and it would make you happy going out and buying some shoes, I actually say go get the shoes. Sorry, but go get the shoes.
And Anthony, it's lovely because you've got a great relationship, but you didn't realise really when you started that decluttering was a thing, or how this would really work together so well.
We just didn't have any idea. It was. It's just crazy. I can't even explain to you. But I've listened to you 3 guys so much. In fact, I'm going to sign up to the service. I'm definitely going to. No, you're very nice.
It's free.
It's free. It's kind of. We've got a fantastic crew of people that are really interested in what they do. It's not a business that is kind of ran under a whip. It's all people interested in what they're doing. So as it's grown, we didn't expect anything like this. But as it's grown with a group of people that really love what they're doing, they enjoy it.
You've all got a passion. Everybody we meet has got such a passion.
You know, and everybody, you know, a wonderful thing for the people that ring and make the offers. I always say to people that come and join, because obviously we have people that have worked in telephone jobs before. So somebody that's worked in a telephone job before might work for a big company. They've got to make 100 calls an hour. They've got to sell this. They've got to do that. With us, it's different. They don't matter. They're ringing people to give them some good news. Hello, we've got some money for you.
It's like being a lottery person.
Exactly.
Ringing the winners.
They don't have jobs like that.
No.
So all our wonderful people, all our Mo's and Charlies, and all the people that are working in our call centre in the UK here, they're all, you know, they're all super excited about what they do because they're giving people pleasure
Good
as well.
news,
They're giving
yeah.
people good news. And even when they give some, you know, if somebody decides not to take it, they help them get it packed. You know, it gets packed back up. They get it returned to them. They make sure it's gone in the post. They really help them end to end with it. So did we know it was going to happen like this at the beginning? Not a clue. Did we realise that we were going to be helping the planet? Not a clue about any of that.
And that's really true, and I think that's what we really loved, because my mum hates to throw things out.
No waste, yeah.
And she's got everybody's everything. So everybody, you know, my grandparents, my auntie, we've got all their belongings because she just couldn't throw them out. And the lovely thing is, you don't throw those things out. Everything you repurpose or rehome or fix or...
Everything gets resold. We don't actually fix, we're not fix it or anything like that, but we make sure that everything gets resold and sold again.
So if you had a broken watch, you wouldn't fix it, but you'd sell the parts.
For the parts, exactly.
Right.
So we're not a business that fixes all these things up and makes them all
But
glamorous.
you pass it on to people
but we
who
pass it
perhaps
on
do.
who may want to do that. So a watch, you know, a watchmaker might need 20 or 30 watch movements.
Yeah.
Or a clockmaker, you know, the broken clock, like I said. Somebody might need some parts, so we'll sell them for the parts and they get reused again. So
And that's lovely, isn't it?
It's fantastic.
It's got a new lease of life.
All the time. And
Proper rehoming.
Rehoming, and it's a great thing.
Yeah.
What do they call it? Circular economy. There you
Yes,
go. Vicky
that's what I was
knows.
going to say.
Vicky knows all that. Vicky
Circular
knows.
economy.
Yeah.
That's right, Vicky.
You just knew the dance.
Yeah.
I knew the dance.
She knows the moves,
Yeah, I
she
know
just
that
didn't know the words.
And we were looking at the sign-ups, over 867,000 sign-ups to the
Crazy, yeah.
service. That's brilliant, isn't it? And monetary-wise, you've paid
Every
out-
time you say it, I get
Does it make you a bit
shivers
wobbly?
because, you know, it's a colossal amount of money. I mean,
£40 million.
say one more time.
40 million.
Does that make it 80? No, 40, no, but it is. But 40 million pounds.
amazing.
So the public have now
That
got.
must give you a thrill.
Of course
mustn't
it- of
Because
course
that's
it does.
how exciting is that? You've turned a
For people, for people.
clutter
And
into money.
what would they have actually? I'm not saying something that everybody would have sold, thrown the stuff away. A proportion of those people would have definitely taken the products and put them in the dustbin.
There were definitely some things that when we did Mum's box the other week, that Mum said, "Oh, I think we should throw those away." And I said, "No, we'll send them
Anthony
in."
said.
And they were worth something. And whether that is just an extra £1 or £2
Doesn't
or
matter.
£5, it all adds up.
It's not in
doesn't
the
it?
dustbin, is it?
Yeah, and it's not gone, and it's not, you know, it's not gone into a landfill, and it's not, you know, and it's really, really good for. It's good for the environment. It's good for the economy. It's good for everybody. It's good for the home. You know, the homeowner has decluttered. It's good for them. They've got a bit of money. It's good for the economy because they're not going out and buying all new stuff, and they're not making new again and pollution. And then you've got the benefit of you're not filling landfill up. I mean, there's so many pluses and positives to this.
I do feel bad when you go to the tip and you take things and just throw it into landfill and you think, oh, could I have done something with that?
Something with it, but I think it's an unconscious thing, because do you think, you know, your dustbin there, oh, look, we've got a bag of coins, they're no bloody good to anybody, I can't do anything with them, throw them in the dustbin. They're no good, but they are some good.
Yeah.
You know, you wouldn't think it, but you know,
happened a lot. Yeah,
it happens all the time.
And you never know what's in there. I know you showed us a bag of coins that there ended up being some gold coins.
Little gold ones here, just sat on this.
And they were
front
just mixed amongst other coins.
amongst, and people didn't.
I can tell. Look, yeah, I'm like a valuer now. These
Not
ones.
quite.
It's these ones. I've got my eye on them. These ones right here. Because you wouldn't know, you just think they were.
We wouldn't know.
Well, you don't know. People don't know. So and that's the wonderful thing. I mean, it's like also here, got here. I mean, God knows how many of these were made, but these are all what we call little ladies' cocktail watches.
Oh,
Sugar.
Yeah.
People literally have hundreds and hundreds of these sat in the drawers. You know, they don't have to be gold.
Both of our mums.
Yeah, they don't have to be silver. They come in and the parts can be used, the bracelets can be used. So, and this country has, when you look at the numbers in the booklet there, we talk about tons of this and tons of that. I mean, literally, we've repurposed hundreds of tons of items.
That's great.
No, that's just you can't comprehend them numbers.
And we're really into recycling and trying to recycle, and these are things you might put into landfill which you don't need to.
Exactly, but who'd think they could do anything with a pipe?
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy what you do with a pipe, what they would do with, you know, an old mother of pearl box or a coin with Lady Di on or something. They just don't know what to
send
do.
it to Vintage Cash Cow.
I know lots of you are busy now jumping onto the phones, jumping onto the website, because you're like, yes, I've got some old pipes. I've got one of them in the cupboard.
Yeah.
Sure, we've got one of those in the box upstairs. Go and have a look. But before you look, make sure you phone for all your freebies, your free label. It's free phone call, free on the website. Just remember, it's not our website, it's vintagecashcow.co.uk. Phone number, the team are there until 3:30. They're still there.
And that's free as well. It's 0800 246 5508.
And they'll be back in the morning at 9 until 6. But do it now, because they're there, and then you'll forget, won't you,
You'll get
later?
your extra £25 on the value of your box.
Yes, the code.
Yep.
Tell them about the code.
That's all you've got to do. Use that code, ShopOn. We've looked at some of the Trustpilot reviews. Amazing, over 17,500 Trustpilot reviews. But let's take a look at what this lady had to say.
I'd heard about Cash Cow. I think I heard an advert on LBC, and also quite a few adverts on Facebook, which I follow. I've sent you some costume jewellery, which I've had for years and years, many things never worn, and some lorgnettes belonging to my late mum, and some pearls and some sterling silver. I think there were a couple of decorative pens, and sent it off to you in a small box, and I look forward to hearing from you, which I did. A very nice young man called me and made me a reasonable offer, which I accepted. And the whole transaction was quite painless and quite exciting in a way. I have got quite a lot more items to gather together to send to you, which I shall do in the next few weeks. It's just a question of finding time to do. Look forward to dealing with you again, and I have no hesitation in recommending you to friends. And I'll probably spend the money on this little fellow here who I spoil quite often. Thank you very much.
It's great, isn't it? I mean, Valerie, she's going to treat her dog.
Yeah, and you can decide what to spend the money on.
Nice big bone,
little tree,
little house, a new bed. I mean, but this is the great thing. The money is there for you to treat yourself, to treat a friend, to treat your pet, whatever you fancy.
Making memories. You can take the family out for a meal, and you can go out for afternoon tea.
You could put it towards a holiday. And one of our customers actually said she managed to get all the money for a holiday.
Yeah, how great is that?
How great is that? I'd like to go in her loft. She had some right good things in her loft. But we've all got things in the loft, in our dressing tables, in the shed, and things we've been left which have just sat in a box for possibly years. And when you open that box, you don't know if they're worth anything.
So,
but don't want to risk throwing them away.
You need an expert to tell you all about the value of everything. And we've got two of the experts, one of the founders as well, with us here on this part of the show. Look at that naughty glint in his eye. Anything could happen here.
Trouble now.
Many does too.
Absolutely.
Now, if you haven't met the two gentlemen who are with us, Anthony's one of the experts and one of the founders when it comes to Vintage Cash Cow.
Indeed, I am.
And the fabulous David is with us, who you may recognise from certain TV programmes out there.
Been around a long time.
And has this sort of thing been in your life for years?
Yes. I've seen some great years in the antique world when it was so busy.
Were you born with one of those little glasses?
Just about, yeah. I've got one in my pocket. Always ready.
Absolutely.
Always ready to have a look at something.
Always ready.
So it was in there you go. So it's in the family. It was in your blood, really.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I go on lots of house calls, and I see so many people that think that's not worth anything. That's not worth anything, and the obvious thing they think is worth a lot of money. You know what I mean? So little things like this can be very valuable. You know, these are little lead.
Can they really?
From about 1910, round about 1900.
So those little horses.
Oh, wow.
Pocket watches. Everybody's got pocket watches laid in a drawer. Sometimes not working. It doesn't matter. And all these things have got a value on this table.
I think what's actually happened, though, if David tells you, when David started in this business in 1922, I'm sorry, 1962.
Oh, I knew it'd be rude to you, David.
I'm not being rude. No.
You can give him a little.
I think the thing is, that it was a different product that you bought then. You didn't. It wasn't all like this then, was it? Because it was more like furniture and
wall clocks, grandfather clocks, and all that things
Huge,
that made a lot of money as well in those days.
Yeah.
But now
The world's changed.
world's
hasn't
changed,
It?
fashion's changed, IKEA's come into the world.
Yeah.
People want to declutter, and which has done Anthony the world of good.
and you.
And me. And it really does have a unique service. I've got to say that it really has.
Well, that's what we were saying, Anthony, because you really do. It's very unique, because I can't think of anyone else that would take such a variety of different things.
No, and I think that's the unique part of the business. So many different things. Doesn't matter what they are, working or not. You know, you send them in and you get some money for them, and it's just a wonderful, wonderful thing for people to be able to use that service, because, you know, in the past something's broken, you bin it, something's broken, you don't take it and have it repaired or anything like that. And some of these things, you'd look at them and think weren't worth any money. You would actually think, well, I don't know where to sell that. You know, certain things. I mean, just for instance, 30 years ago, those two Cloisonne vases there, those were worth more then than they are now. I mean, David will tell you them. I don't know what they were in that, you know.
Yeah, well, they were, because there were foreign customers coming from abroad, from Holland, Belgium, Germany, Italy, all coming into England buying things. But then fashion's changed 20 years ago dramatically. Younger people came on the market that were buying a house, flats. They didn't have room for all the bric-a-brac.
Different things.
Yeah, it has. It's really changed.
So, different times. But however, there's so much of it still here in people's homes. They're just awash with all of these things, and it doesn't matter where you go. You know, you can't pick a brooch up like that there, something like that. You can't pick that up and go on the internet and see where you can sell it, because there's no way you can sell it.
No.
You know, it's that one thing. And if they find us, they can send that, and they can go look for other things, and we show them how to actually fill the boxes up with the correct items.
So even though that's not precious stones, I'm looking with my eyes.
You want the eyeglass?
That's it. So even though it's not precious stones, it's still got a worth.
It's still got a value.
Fashion jewellery.
It's fashion jewellery, and it will sell. That's actually quite a nice thing.
It's
that
lovely.
Just seeing what
It
it is.
is.
It's actually quite nice.
It's lovely.
But that will resell. But it's not a lot of money. It's £5 or £10 or something.
Yeah, but
you would only need 2 or 3 of them, and all of a sudden you're building up value
Yeah.
in your box all the time. So
And that's one of many things that you might just throw away because you think it's not worth anything. What will I get for that? Nothing.
And the great thing is, I think on your website, all the tips are there, aren't they, to begin with, to help you, talk you through what would be good to build your box, to build the value of your box.
And not only that, there's always somebody at the end of the telephone to help you.
Yes.
So it's not like when you need some information, it's not like, oh, well, send me a message on the internet or one of these chat things. There's somebody on the end of the phone all of the time to help you. I mean, I don't know how frustrated you ever get if you go on and you go on one of these chat bot things.
I am
and
not a robot.
I am not a robot. And you start typing, and before you know it, you're there for an hour and you've got nowhere. With us, it's just direct on the phone. There's always people waiting to talk to you and explain to you what to do.
And help.
And
it's a UK-based call centre, isn't it?
UK-based, and there's always somebody there. There's over 50 people there that are just waiting to take your calls and to talk to you, whether it be to sign up now, you know, if you were ringing up to sign up now, and even at this early hour of the morning, or whether it be, you know, you want to ring the business in a few weeks' time to find out what to put in your box. There's always somebody to take your call. Obviously, normal hours when we're not doing these things.
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, the team are there till 3:30 and register. All you need to do today is register, and what that will do is that will give you a free postage pack, so you can get your box ready. You can stick the sticker on the top. It's as simple as that. It even talks you through how to do that and what stickers you need to put on. You then take that to the post office, or if you can't get to the post office,
they'll even do a collection service
which is
from
fantastic.
Your home. If you are struggling to get through on the phones are always busy when we do these shows. The easiest way to get your pack is to go to the website, vintagecashcow.co.uk. There's the homepage. It talks you through everything you need to know. If you want to go straight to your free postage pack, you can, but it talks you through how it works. And then if you click on that little green banner, it'll take you through to fill in the form.
Even there as well, it tells you what you can and can't sort of send. And there is a really great booklet that comes alongside it. Our code, I'm afraid, is only going to work up until midnight. You need to put in shop on. So you can go when you're on the website, have a little look. You can see what they'll buy. You can see what they won't buy. Remember, it will come in a magazine as well that comes alongside your label. You can click onto brass, and perhaps you've got brass that drives you mad cleaning. I bet lots of you are thinking, I've got that. I've got something like that. Yeah. Pop it in the box, honestly.
And that's all you've got to do. That's the great thing. But remember to use the code. That is our exclusive. That's our time-limited offer. That's why you've got to do it right now. Shop on is the code. That's where you put it if you're online. That's the easiest way to do it. vintagecashcow.co.uk, and pop the code in. You'll get an additional £25 on your box valuation.
Now, though we're coming towards the end of the show, do that right now. Otherwise, you're going to miss out on that extra £25, and that'll get you the free package that will give you your label and everything. Now, this label we could stick on top of this next box.
Yes.
Because we've got another box to unveil, and this is a big box.
It's all arrived.
So, and these are how they come. This is, it just arrives like this.
Yeah.
So somebody here, you just don't know. So we have a look in here.
What's in there?
There you go. What's in the box?
This is.
Oh wow!
So somebody's put the whole kind of
jewellery box.
I can see quite clearly. It's all costume jewellery, but look, there's an odd watch inside there as well, and that all adds value to the box. This isn't gold. It's not silver, and I better just check before I put my big man.
Another one?
No, little gold chain in it as well. So that little gold chain, it's got to be pulled out of here because it's got some value. That there's got some silver in it. The rest of it is costume jewellery, and then there's some cars here. Now these aren't the early ones. Oh, look in the box.
It's a big box.
Like these corgi cars.
Yes,
here.
yeah.
These are quite modern, so they're not worth so much. One of them, this is worth 10% of what one of those is worth, because they don't have the age.
But it's still it's still going to add on to your box, so put it in your box.
Exactly, and then a bit of smoking stuff here, some pipes and things like that.
See, I didn't think about pipes and things. What's that?
A little cigarette holder, cheroot holder.
Oh, that's posh.
So you hold your cigarette with it, a little silver coin in there. Here, look, Parker pen again inside there. Nice Parker 51. Did you write with a fountain pen at school?
Yeah.
It's got a little silver, I can see if you know what that's for.
Oh, hang on.
Come on, you should be able to get that one.
Down.
Think about it.
Get inside.
Oh, look, I don't know how to open it.
You don't need.
Is it? It's not a cigar case,
That's
is it?
exactly what it is.
Oh, it is.
Oh, look, a little old silver cigar case.
And it's silver.
It's silver one.
Wow.
So it just needs cleaning up.
It just needs cleaning, and in here, look, it's a selection of old pound notes.
It's your wages.
That's my first week wages there. That one there, the blue
Fabulous.
one there. Yeah.
Oh,
So look, somebody's put $1 in there. Somebody's put some old pound notes in there.
And we can do that.
Yeah, you can put anything in there, and we'll take it. And there's a little old Olympus strip camera, and I can tell you that little box there, when it was bought, that one made £100. So if you'd have sent it, you wouldn't have got 100. You'd have got 125.
That is the thing. So this worth is £100, but you would have got an extra £25 with the code shop on, which is fabulous.
Always busy when we have these shows. So if you do want to go for the offer, now is the time. vintagecashcow.co.uk. We're more or less out of time.
What a show.
Thank you so much.
And I know you will have thousands more customers, because I know we'll have been really, really busy. It's been great to have your company, but it's been great to have your company and your team.
Yeah.
Let's do another hour.
We're not allowed. Not allowed.
No, it's been wonderful, and thank you.
It's been great to have you. But don't forget, even though we're finishing, you can still jump onto the phones. They're there till 3:30, and of course jump onto the website. But do register now for that extra £25.
Everything's free, but that extra £25, all you've got to do is make sure you use the code shop on. Whether it's jewellery, gold, silver, diamonds, costume jewellery, cameras, medals, there's no one out there that takes such an array.
And if in doubt, have a look on the website. If in doubt, give them a ring. They're so helpful as well. They virtually hold your hand through the whole experience, and I just think you'll want to use them time and time again, which is what a lot of the 5-star reviews say. I didn't think I'd get that much. Everything I think has got a worth, and the lovely thing is they don't throw anything away. Everything is repurposed or finds a new home, which is fabulous.
And the most important thing of all is to use that code shop on for that extra £25.
Absolutely.